Hello, fans of Risen Esports. Whether you're a new viewer, a returning one, or an up-and-coming player in one of our leagues, we'd like to welcome everyone tonight to the final week of the 2026 Summer Team Builder Bamis Division. Much to our namesake, our league brings some of the hottest and most explosive gameplay, and the teams have been battling it out all summer in best-of-3 fearless matches for the past couple months, and they're going to earn a spot for that coveted best-of-5 grand finals, which is happening right now. Our two teams have proved over the past 10 weeks they're the best of the best in our division, and it's my pleasure to introduce them tonight. On one side of the bracket, it's one of 3 first-place teams from the regular season who have been through endless tiebreakers, wiped out their opponent in the quarters, and went through banger after banger in the semifinals to make it here today. It's the team with the longest name ever, NVNA, the band, the show, the League of Legends 5-stack. And while we call them NVNA, this team is made up of Zeus, lots of something, Thomas, Road Train, and Cryptid, and this 5-man have shown Bamis that they can go the distance. On the other side of the bracket of the grand finals, it's the underdog story, the team that was just one match away from being the top of the regular season, but they've come through the playoffs with a vengeance. It's Team Valor. Valor crushed their semifinals match, overcame the first seed of the Slippery Seals in the semifinals, and they're looking to bring that Kingslayer energy to the grand finals tonight. They consist of Switching, Soul Knight, who is subbing in, X-Quaff, Z, and J-Sean, and this team isn't a squad you ever want to underestimate. But now that you know our teams, it's time to do a quick introduction of your crew. Returning once again as the dynamic duo of casters, it's I, Kevin Dunk, on the play-by-play, and of course the notorious Aerosteon on the color cast. On production is the very talented Three Eyes, and tonight is the night where the champion of Bamis is crowned. So we're going to jump straight in the draft for game 1. I'll pass it over to Aero right away here, and he'll take us to the first of many banger pick ban screens. Take it away, Aero.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. Wonderful introduction as always, and thank you again, Three Eyes, for always being here. I mean, we got our trio back, and of course, our dynamic duo of mage bot lovers, of course. But yeah, no, I mean, this has been a very exciting playoffs bracket. I know last week we missed out due to teams trying to reschedule and everything, but no, both of these teams, like you have correctly pointed out, are both like teams that you don't really want to be facing, and unfortunately now both of these teams are facing each other in the finals. Valor running a pretty good bracket all the way to the top, beating PB in the quarterfinals, beating Seal 2-1 in the semifinals, and then now facing off against NVNA, who they themselves also rightfully have 2-0'd in the quarterfinal and 2-1 to JD last time we were here on stream, and it was very, very close series. I think we called them a different name every time, and I think you got it right this time finally around, Kevin. But yeah, as we go into this draft, both of these teams do have subs, as just unfortunate that not able to field their full-time rosters just due to life being how life is. But as we look into the draft here, Valor have banned out Fizz, banned out Rengar, and NVNA have already banned out the Lilia and banned out the Mel here. So so far, I mean, everything looks pretty standard. I mean, as I said earlier, we are mage bot lovers, and Mel kind of fits that core of being both a flex in the mid lane and in the bot lane here, Kevin.
Yeah, let's make sure on the record it's only Aero that's a mage bot lover. I despise it. I despise it. So it's not a we, it's a he. But no, jokes aside, yeah, that is true though. We're seeing Mel being banned out as well as the Kassadin. So a lot of mages already being banned out because that's been kind of rising in prominence, right? And now we're seeing the Pyke first pick locked in by Valor, because one of the reasons we're seeing a lot of mage bot lanes in pro play is actually because support is just so powerful right now. A lot of supports are choosing to just ignore their role quest and roam to every which lane to try and get their laners ahead, which kind of pays off in dividends. And the supports don't really care that much about finishing that role quest early, so it's kind of unlocked a different type of gameplay for this season. But we're gonna see what it's matched up against, as NVNA and NVNA are gonna lock in the Poppy, which is a great champion to just stuff Pyke not only in lane but in the team fights, in the roams, able to cancel that Phantom dive with the Steadfast Presence and send him home with the Keeper's Verdict. So great first pick in response here by NVNA.
Yeah, Poppy, I mean, just in general, Poppy is such a great champion because it can be flexed into 3 different roles here, top lane, jungle, and support here. But I'm unfortunately not familiar with the champion pools of most of the team, but Seraphine being locked in here again, in a different patch, we'd be saying, oh yeah, Seraphine support, right? Or potentially even Seraphine mid lane, but this could be an APC Seraphine there, but we won't know until the draft is complete. But Valor quickly going into the auction and Syndra lock in here. So wow, like I was just saying about Seraphine, Syndra can also be here, be that flex into the mid lane and AP carry in the bot lane role there. But this auction, I mean, I'll have to take a quick look about Valor's champion pool. But this it could be. I don't think it's an auction AD carry, but it could be. It could go anywhere, honestly. I need to quickly take a look here, Kevin. But Sivir will be the last pickup here, so I think this might be a normal Seraphine support, which is crazy to say in this day and age.
Crazy indeed in this meta, but yeah, like you said, the Syndra could be swapped between mid and AD carry, or as in this, I guess it's technically called a bot laner, right? But Syndra being one of those champions that can farm really effectively, hits that early power spike earlier with that bot lane role quest, just giving you way more gold on the minion kills and the champion kills. So we're gonna have to see if Team Valor actually opt to go for that in the bottom lane. Myself included, have to do some research on this team to see if they can actually do that flex pick, because it does open up some really favorable matchups. But I think from what I remember seeing in the season, Thomas is sorry, not Thomas. Quaff is quite the Syndra player, so we're gonna have to see if things how things switch it up, as we're gonna see the last couple of bans being the Nocturne, Mordekaiser, and now Malphite, and possibly one more.
Yeah, I mean, I like the Nocturne ban out because Nocturne's just a nuisance of a champion with that powerful ultimate that can just turn off the lights and everything. Mordekaiser is also just, I mean, this is probably a targeted ban towards Zeus. Or no, it's not Zeus. Switching here in the top lane there, but Malphite Varys being banned out. I mean, just looking at some of these, some of Valor's player champion match histories. Quaff has games of Akshan in that mid lane, and then Z also has some recent games of Syndra. So I think this potentially might be the Syndra bot lane here, paired up with this Pyke, and then Akshan in the mid lane. But again, maybe they have stuff in their back pocket, and they want to save it for the last. But Kha'Zix is going to be the pickup here. So interestingly enough, I mean, this probably will be the Poppy here in the top lane, barring some massive swap here. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. I mean, I'm not really sure if NVNA have a lot of Kha'Zix games. I mean, lots of something does have a few Kha'Zix games, and can probably pilot this champion fairly well. But Shyvana going to be a lock in here, and yeah, Shyvana in general. I'm a big fan of Shyvana in ARAM, but in Summer's Rift, not super familiar. But I'm excited all the same.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I mean, it's gonna be, I think, pretty advantageous matchup for Kha'Zix, who does like to kind of get early roams, invade the jungle, get the isolated damage, and Shyvana, being that late game scaling threat, doesn't have the best early game, really. Oh, that's my alarm to be awake for Risen. But yeah, I was also going to say is that there's not a lot of frontline for this side of Valor, so that Kha'Zix is likely going to have a lot of opportunities to attack, those squishy members like the Syndra, like the Akshan, like the Pyke, possibly even one-shot them before they can make any meaningful contribution to the fight. So I really like that this adjustment from NVNA. It seems like they have some pocket picks for these, power champions for Valor. I do worry a little bit, though. I was gonna say they have no engage, really, with just the Poppy charge, but now blocking the Kennen, the range top menace. It's okay to play range top if you're against the Rumble. That champion's disgusting, but now they have the team fight engage, right? They have the Kennen flying in with that rocket belt. Again, still not a lot of tanky targets that can absorb that engage or kind of peel away the Kennen. This is going to be, a very, I think, dangerous topside trio for the side of NVNA. Knowing that, with the Kennen mid, right? He can roam, he can kind of stun you down after Poppy or Kha'Zix have slowed you up, and it's, I think, a good combo. Seeing that Nirvana have kind of shored up their weakness with that engage, it's going to be, I think, up to Valor to kind of take it a little bit slower and see if they can scale against what will be a pretty dangerous topside.
Oh, geez, wait, is it a Kennen mid? Wait, oh my gosh, wow, wait, I mean, it has to be, right? Unless,
Oh, looking like we have the roles flash up here. Arrow, looking like Poppy Sport. It's actually going to be
oh my goodness.
Seraphine mid, so it's going to be Control Mage against Octon.
Oh,
This is pretty
oh,
interesting.
okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, I mean, taking another quick look at the, just OPGGs of these players. Thomas does have the one recent game of Seraphine, so I mean, I get clearly they know how to play, but how well they are, I mean, I'll leave it up to them to show us how they do it. But yeah, I mean, wow. I mean, again, so this is just a product of this this series being delayed and rescheduled, and players not being available for normally. So a lot of weird things gonna be happening for this series. But we got a whole Bo5 here to deal with, and this just came number one. So we'll have to see how the rest of this series goes. But I'm pretty excited. I mean, looking at these team compositions, I'm not sure. I don't. Is there would you prefer to play either of these comps out? I mean, for me, it's like I think Valor just seems like the safer, like the easier one to execute. But I mean, NVNA has a lot more of a lethal composition here.
Yeah, that's a good question, Aaron. I love that you posing that to us as we, wait for that spectator delay. Honestly, I think I'd love to play Nirvana's comp just because I think Kha'Zix is so underrated and Canon. Just there's so many angles that teams don't expect to come from. So it's likely going to be one of the side of Team Valor that have to lock in the exhaust to kind of stuff that engage, or they're going to get ripped to shreds because again, they don't have that much of a good front line that can peel, that can engage. It's just the Shyvana who has to be that bodyguard for the rest of the team, and she doesn't have that much peel. So if I were to have to choose one, I'd pick this side of NVNA. I like that they also have really strong scaling with the death ball of Seraphine Sivir, right? You just run at them, get your shields up, throw out your spells in a direction, and your opponent can't do much. But like you said, it is a lot easier, I think, for Valor to kind of find a pick. The Syndra knockback with the Scatter of the Weak is really easy to catch out pretty squishy targets on NVNA as well. Akshan is really good at attacking side lanes, and Pyke, of course, is just a menace. So and there's pretty decent team fighting with the Rumble being able to lay down the equalizer, and Shyvana's ulti just being such a huge team fight terror, getting that fear, just displacing people, and kind of wreaking havoc on the backline if you can get close enough. So I think both teams have a lot of advantages. It is not neither of them have kind of that point and click. I kill someone in the team fight like a Vi or like a Malphite, but I think both teams have some pretty explosive team fights. But I'd like to hear your thoughts, Arrow. What's the mage bot enjoyer going to go with which one they would rather play?
I mean, I think you brought up a lot of really, really good points here. But as we've watched from Evan's side, it's like mage bots just seem to be, the one of the stronger points of most teams. As they're just, it's just hard to it's hard to punish them while a champion like Pyke just roams the map and just makes advantages all around. And that's the reason why we've been seeing the Pyke supports, we've been seeing the Camille supports, the bards all rise in priority. But just as a league itself throughout the season, I mean, we kind of saw it a lot more towards the end, as MSI started going and everything. But one of the benefits of or like one of the things that ends up happening is that you'll just have mage bot versus mage bot, like a champion like Syndra versus Cassiopeia or Ziggs or Mel or whatever in the bot lane, just kind of like farming it out and doing their thing and scaling. But one of the best champions, one of the best AD carries, just like the traditional AD carries that doing the sit back and just farm and scale is Sivir, right? Sivir is known to be like the fountain laser kind of champion at the late game with those ricochets as the team fights keep going on, and with that spell shield, not easily able to be picked on by a Syndra stun, by a Pyke Q, right? As long as she lands that, or she presses her E button to the spell shield herself. So Sivir does have an avenue to just like straight up scale on her own, but I fear for the Seraphine if Seraphine can't really match the roams and get an advantage in that lane against the Pyke Syndra. This bot lane might be in trouble just based off that in the 2v2. But I mean, across from that, I think you correctly pointed out earlier that Shyvana We'll probably be at a disadvantage in a straight 1v1 versus Kha'Zix, as Kha'Zix does have that isolation damage that kicks in there. But in a 2v2 versus Akshan and I'm sorry. I've been saying Seraphine, but it's Poppy support. I am so
Yeah, that's
sorry.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my goodness. Yes, okay. That kind of changes things. I'm so sorry. I kind of just went on a ramble there because I forgot Seraphine is a mid lane in this game. So yeah, okay. Yeah, tossed all of that out, but Poppy should be a lot better in this 2v2 and should be able to match Pykerum fairly easily, but overall, I think I still would favor Valor's composition. I think they have an easier execution, but NVNA again have a lot of lethal components that can just take over the game. So I'm excited as we get it ready for the game.
Absolutely. It's roaming support versus roaming support and wave clear versus wave clear. The first game of the grand finals for Bamis 2026. Team builder? Yeah, it's a team builder, baby. So yeah, Valor versus NVNA. First round's going to start very soon after this break for our Fearless Best of 5 series to see who is crowned champion of our league. So to all of our viewers, thank you again for joining us on this Tuesday night, and we will be back very soon with that first game. Risen Esports viewers, we are back. Bamis Team Builder on Tuesday nights. First game of the best of 5 grand finals. It's Fearless, baby, and we're in a new season. It's Kevin Dunk on the play-by-play, Arrow on the color cast, and of course 3 Eyes on production. Jumping straight into it here. It's looking like we got a bit of a cheese going on as everybody runs towards this bot lane bush.
Yeah, it looks like, and they might run into a little bit of. Oh no, they're gonna get spotted out
Spotted
here.
by a
Oh,
ward. Bone Skewer goes wide, though.
whoa.
Cryptid looking for an angle, hits the hammer shock, and Road Train just going to auto them down with the ricochet. Jason taking a little bit low, but heal up with that gray health. And on the other side of the map, it was Quexy running into multiple members as well. So it's starting off with some fire here, Arrow.
Yeah, so I mean, the overall trade is a little bit of HP on the bot side, and the Valor on the blue side will get that blue ward on the Raptors, so they will be able to spot out lots of something uh, while he is farming up those Raptors eventually. But yeah, both junglers are going to be starting on the opposite side of the map, so Soul Knight on this Shyvana will be pathing down to the bot side, while lots of something will be looking to get this. Will be looking to path up to the top side. But I mean, I don't imagine this bot lane is going to be super volatile, as you know, mage bots aren't super. I mean, they are volatile, but I mean, with the current state of the wave and the level 2 advantage right now, that Z might be in trouble here.
Yeah, Cryptid gets the wall slam into the hammer shock. Big
Wait.
damage onto them. The Bone Skewer charged up, but I think Road Train walked out of the way. Like you said, it's a little volatile with the supports, but yeah, Z can't fire back only at level 1 to that level 2 advantage. But so far, I think what we're going to be looking for, Arrow, is the supports once they leave the lane. That's going to get a little crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that it would be a pretty even lane, but then Z kind of walks up there not realizing the level 2 advantage and does get chunked out and was going to lose a massive amount of those minions under the tower. So, yeah, almost a whole wave of advantage for Road Train here, and we'll get that back off with the longsword. So great.
Okay.
I mean, great job there from Road Train and Cryptid.
Oh, and here it is.
Like the roam, here it is.
The roam, heroic charge in. X-Quad flashed away from that double beat drop to avoid the snare. It's a good timing from them. Dodged it at flashed at the right angle to dodge it. Thomas and Cryptid already forcing out some sums. So yeah, the support roam wars are already starting here, Arrow.
Yeah, but I mean that's just a great play from NVNA's bot lane there. Road Train and Cryptid, you know, getting that slight advantage on the bot lane, and you know, one, it leads them to a CS advantage and a massive back advantage, with Z also getting interrupted there on the back, and with the wave stuck in this place, Z and Jason are going to be really struggling in this lane.
Yes, you can say that again, as now Jason hooks him in. Cryptid not even scared though. Tackles back Jason as we see the scatter of the week create some distance, but Road Train's just running him down with the ricochet. Big damage,
man.
and yeah, like you said, Cryptid and Road Train having this freeze is so advantageous for them. Cryptid maybe trying to stop the backs, but can't get too close out of fear of getting hooked in and maybe stunned under turret. But it's the side of NVNA getting a pretty substantial lead for themselves just with their laning prowess.
Oh my god, yeah. Z and Jason are really suffering right now. I mean, Z does have TP, but with the wave, you kind of, I mean, it looks like Road Train is going to be pushing this wave, unfortunately. So Z won't lose nearly as much as maybe they could have in that situation. But
Wait, the roam though, Jason though missing the Bone Skewer means that X-Quaff can't get the follow up. The support roam wars. I mean, I don't know if you're more here, Arrow, but
it's a 1-1 right now.
Are two, yeah, they're 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, I would say advantage to Cryptid here for against Jason, because Cryptid did burn the flash of Quaff, and Thomas was able to just walk it out, and you know, oh my damn, whoa.
That's Seraphine when she has money, baby.
Yeah, golly, man. So I mean, thankfully Quaff hasn't hit their back yet, so we'll get the back off, but we'll probably miss this wave under tower, unfortunately, with Cryptid helping out in the push there. But yeah, things are looking pretty good, and just in span of a couple of minutes, there's a 400 gold lead for NVNA, as just a slight lane advantage from Road Train and Cryptid kind of created that, and I love it.
Soul Knight senses something and sees Cryptid hit somebody else with that fireball though, so they're going to spot the enemy.
Jason's on the way. Jason's looking.
Hits the Bone Skewer. Cryptid in some danger now. Tackles back, doesn't get the stun though. Bursts it down quite low. X-Quaff, can they finish the kill? The Ignite is ticking, but I don't think they can get it. Yeah, the flash out is perfect.
TP behind.
Now TP behind. Big damage though. Jason trying to dive away. Phantom Undertow gets some distance with the flash. Taste their fear, gets first blood for lots of something. Soul Knight has to book it, as well as Quexy had that TP to reinforce, give some space to switching, but first blood, first dragon in the whole series, baby. It's going to be NVNA coming out strong.
Yeah, great. I mean, it was Valor, you know, getting the cash onto lots of something and cryptid there, but I think it was the no flash advantage from earlier that Quaff not able to finish off cryptid as they flash away, and you know with that slight overchase there, it was just enough for you know lots of something and Thomas to you know kind of show up and turn the play around. Uh-oh. Okay here, but yeah, I mean, and Quexy did TP in there at the end, in didn't really get anything unfortunately, but does you know secure the first blood there for their Kazakhs and the first dragon of the game, like you said, and now it's almost a 1K advantage, or yeah, less.
Z tackled into the wall. Cryptid's still only level 3 though. Jay Sean trying to front line, gets the Bone Skewer, but Road Train at level 6 at that item breakpoint of the Caulfield's Warhammer actually does a lot of damage. I mean, Sivir is one of probably the best champions against mage bots just because they can insta-delete the wave after one item. Z and Jay Sean are down a significant amount of XP as well. Z not having that unleashed power means that they don't have much kill threat, and Cryptid knows that. They're looking for more.
Yeah, I mean, Cryptid's playing this lane out very well, you know, catching out Z against these walls and just chunking them for so much damage, and it's caused them to get almost a 20 CS lead here for Road Train on the Sivir. If we could get a gold toggle on just the bot lane, the bot lane's gold difference. I mean, we would see the you know the advantages here that this bot lane has accrued. But I mean, as the rest of the map is going, I mean, I'm looking at mid lane's almost a 10 CS lead, and top lane's going almost even. But yeah, look at that, it's 300 gold difference between both, almost a 300 gold difference between both the bot lane 80 carries and the mid laners here. So all things looking pretty good here for NVNA in this early game.
Absolutely. I mean, it is, yeah, like you said, about 1K, just about 900 gold. But thankfully for Team Valor, they do have some pretty strong scaling with that Shyvana, with the Syndra. Akshan even, once he gets that late game, once he gets 2 to 3, 4 crit items, he can just one-shot some of the squishies. So Nirvana, I think they have to keep pushing the pace of the game, leverage the advantage that you have. But, you know, there are no slouches in the scaling department either. Seraphine with money and Sivir.
Soul Knight's here.
Oh, wait. Yeah, Soul Knight. The tackle back from Cryptid sends him further into the team as he runs away with that steadfast presence. Road Train now trying to trade with Z. Cryptid just kiting around Soul Knight, who does have the ultimate available. Hits the Molten Burst, gets the slow. Can they kill him without the ultimate is the question. I think they can. It is just the solo kill gold, but it is Team Valor evening it up on the enemy support. Cryptid, I mean, they're playing aggressive, but that aggression gets punished.
Yeah, they do get punished, but I mean, they kind of killed a little bit of time for the bot lane there. I mean, yeah, Soul Knight is the sole, you know, sole victor in that situation. But on the flip side, you know, lots of something, and Thomas will be getting the grubs here for themselves. So, you know, a little bit of a trade here, support for the grubs is, you know, I think at this point in the day a little bit even, and you know, Valor will take that. But I'm sure Jay Sean and Z would have loved to get a little bit more gold in their pockets, because this CS lead in the bot lane is pretty painful. But it looks like Jay Sean is looking here to walk towards that mid lane as their lane gets pushed in here.
Absolutely. I mean, one thing that, I mean, oh wait, we might have a scuffle over the scuttle as Soul Knight tackled, but not stunned in the wall. Has the ultimate available. Thomas throwing out that beat drop does not land, but it is going to help the side of NVNA deny that scuttle and get more gold into their junglers' pockets. But still, it's Soul Knight being up in that farm, just focusing on that power farming. One thing I was going to mention, Arrow, that maybe you feel differently is that I haven't played a ton of Akshan, but seeing this champion, you really want to be ahead. Thomas flashes away from the Phantom Undertow. Bone Skewer misses again. It's, yeah, Thomas with some fancy footwork and the flash to keep themselves safe. Gatekeeper's verdict here.
Oh, that's brutal.
Out the Syndra just to deny the wave.
Did they lose the cannon off of that? No! That's brutal. That is so brutal. But you're going to ask me a question, Kevin. What was it?
Yeah, I was just going to say, for Akshan, I'm not sure if you played much with this champion, but it feels like this champion kind of hits a kind of a trough in their power in the mid-game. But I got to stop myself. Jay Sean hitting the Phantom Undertow. Misses the Bone Skewer, though, but they see the Kazakhs waiting in the distance. Lots of something coming for this dive. But it's going to force Z and Jay Sean off. Jay Sean still not having access to that ultimate, but it's not going to lead to any kills. Jay Sean still kicking around here, maybe sniffing around for something, but Right now, they're going to choose to back. It is Soul Knight returning to the map with that fully completed Triforce. Big power spike for the Shyvana.
But yeah, to answer your question about Akshan, I mean, I personally have not played a lot of Akshan, but I mean, I have to shout out Maddie TDK for being one of the Akshan players that I've watched just absolutely run over a game and do crazy Akshan things that I didn't think were possible. But I've seen the strength of Akshan. I know that they can be strong in this mid lane, and I think they kind of rely a little bit more on their opponent mid laner not really knowing the all-in timers of Akshan, and a lot of it is on that on the swing, the hook shot, and you know. There are certain spots of the walls in mid lane that can get you a lot more shots than normal and can do a lot more burst damage than somebody can expect. So if anything, with with how this lane is going, and with a little bit of help of Cryptid, of course, but Thomas has done a really good job of making sure that Akshan hasn't really been able to take off. But I mean, it was really good from Quaff to kind of stabilize the CS difference that we saw earlier. And right now, it looks like both teams are going to be setting up for this dragon with NVNA having the setup first right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is going to be Road Trade hitting that first big item
Oh my
power
God,
spike, the
yeah.
Essence Reaver, but Syndra doesn't have
Yeah.
her item completed at all. So I think it's just going to be another freebie for NVNA unless Soul Knight walks in. No, it's just going to go down way too quickly. There's just more members and there's more power on the map for NVNA, letting them get that second dragon. That's exactly what you want to see out of this team with that advantage. And it's going to be Infernal Rift, so big damage onto what was a lot of squishies. So looking here,
sure.
top lane, the camera's panned here a couple of times. We saw Quexy was kind of bullying out, switching for the first little bit, but now it seems like Rumble has the advantage, a 10 CS lead, and starting to poke out the Kennen. Road Train walking up as the scatter misses. Phantom Undertow gets spell shielded, but Cryptid stopped in his tracks. Z, can they land the skill shots? That's the real question. Road Train at a bit of an advantage. Z, yeah, just doesn't really have the damage to threaten yet without that first item. Scatter goes wide. And yeah, it's just, I mean, Sivir can just kind of run in circles and take out the health bars with just auto attacks, and Z has to really focus on landing that stun before getting any meaningful damage on NVNA's bot lane.
Yeah, a lot of these first items are coming in, but Z's still kind of suffering here. We'll finally get their Luden's Echo here, which is really good. But Jay Sean's still a few gold away from their first item. But Road Train hitting, hitting this Essence Reaver so far in time for that second dragon kind of. I mean, I would say probably dissuaded Valor from wanting to contest that. I mean, I know Soul Knight at that point did have their Triforce, but it was just Soul Knight with their first completed item. Lots of something had a completed item. I think Thomas was almost done with their completed item as well at that point, but I know Quexy had that. Wait, we have a little bit of gank here.
Yeah, a bit of a fight here as we see Jayshawn going for the flash, but it whips. Soul Knight is here though. Road Train has no flash, no barrier. The death from below doesn't kill, but Soul Knight definitely does. Cryptid sends out one, but Z solos him out with the orbs. It's 2 Dark Spheres to the dome, and now that is Team Valor picking up 2 kills and completely evening up the gold lead. Great play from their bottom lane, even being down, and Soul Knight makes the play perfect. It's the entire bot side and the jungler Valor making it big out just around 14 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, great play from Soul Knight and Jayshawn to wrap around and Road Train encrypted there to kind of punish the over aggression there. I mean, that's kind of how Cryptid and Road Train have been playing all lane, and the only reason why they haven't really gotten punished is because the jungle.
Quexy has the flash, but Flash is on top of the red carpet and goes down, switching, picking up a solo kill. Flash already is early. Jayshawn hits him with the Bone Spear. Thomas taken low. Xquaff, can they get the execute? The Avengerang does it. Jayshawn now running away from lots of something who tries to void assaults in. Support roams, baby, is now 1-1 as Jayshawn helps Xquaff secure their first kill of the game on that auction. Great plays from them. Lots of something looking aggressive though. Xquaff charging up that comeuppance. Heroic swing through the minions, but it gets blocked by the wave. He has lots of something, almost going 1-for-1 for Xquaff, but that 2-level lead, the Cyclo Sword, means that the auction is still very dangerous at that half HP. But a bit of a pause here.
Yeah, but I mean, wow. I mean, as we're in this pause, I mean, wow, Valor come alive there in the plays. I mean, I really liked what I saw from Soul Knight and Jayshawn to punish the overaggression from Road Train and Cryptid. But again, it was Jayshawn and Quaff that got onto Thomas. Thomas was flashing down towards his support with Cryptid also being there, but unfortunately, we're looking at. I think it looked like Quexy might have been lagging there in that 1v1 situation, which is quite unfortunate. Um, yeah, but yeah, no, that in that mid lane, in that mid lane little 2v2 there, Thomas unfortunately doesn't, not able to land their ultimate on both Jayshawn and Quaff there, and does go down in that play. So I mean, overall, great play for Valor here, and it will secure them the Rift Herald and a 1,000 gold lead here, and maybe now with a little under 2 minutes to go for this next dragon, maybe they'll be in good positioning and have even items to take the fight there.
Yeah, oh, a stream is back. Sorry about those freezes. I don't know if that's just me and you, Aerosina, or if it's for the big stream, but hopefully not too much delays there. I mean, I was talking about how Nirvana do have to kind of push the pace of
Lots
the
of
game.
something's wrapped around here.
Cannon and Kha'Zix get easier to deal with as the late game comes, and they are starting to
Four-man
drop.
bot. Four-man
Yeah,
bot.
we see the moves here. Z getting run down. Call of the Hunt activated. Z gets the scatter on
flashes
Kha'Zix.
on
Jayshawn
both.
trying to peel, but it hits nothing. The double room hits and Road Train picks up their first. Cryptid trying to get the keeper's verdict, but the drag back from the Bone Spear gets one. It's going to be
so fast
here. Oh, just getting rooted up and going down, I think. Quexy chasing, has a slicing maelstrom even through the exhaust. It's lots of something who cleaves them in half with the claws.
Wow.
It's going to be a beautiful four-man play in the bot side, and the entire side of NVNA just kind of collapse and crush Team Valor on their bot lane turrets. I mean, yes, there was some kills traded back. The Seraphine did go down. The Seraphine picked up a kill, and actually, just the Poppy went down.
Oh no! Wait, Thomas used ult there to try and get Quaff there, but I think this is a massive overstay from NVNA. I mean, they got the tower, but they got the tower and they got everything. But oh wait, what does Road Knight do? Or the Soul Knight do?
Soul Knight going for it. He's on the road. Call him Road Warrior like Mad Max. But crashes the Rift Herald in. But I think that's just going to be it. The play picks up some plates, and the gold still within 500. Both teams are punching hard here, Arrow. It's getting exciting.
I mean, I'm not bad from NVNA to kind of turn it around and get themselves a little bit back of the gold lead, but I just don't like the overstay after the fact. Lots of something's
Bone
really
Skewer hits, lots of something dodging with the leap. The equalizer though is good, does a lot of damage. X-Quad can get the execute. It's not enough, but the death from below is Jayshawn picking up that kill with the ultimate and gives the cash over to their top laner. Great combos from the side of Valor, killing the Kha'Zix as they try to go in and clear vision, and they're going to pick up that first dragon for their team, stopping the stacking of NVNA as it's a trade back on the gold as Quexy and Thomas try to go for these turrets. So, I mean, I love that both teams are cross-mapping the plays. I mean, even if you try to kill one guy and get the dragon, I mean, it's immediately Team Valor trying to find something back on the map. These teams, I think, are looking in great form here, Arrow.
I mean, yeah, great form. I mean, my only gripe is that after that massive play from NVNA to kind of turn around the bot lane there, they just overstayed, and then now they were late for the dragon setup that was ensuing, and because from the way that Valor died in the previous play, they were perfectly back up in time for the dragon, so they get there in time. Jayshawn was waiting in the bush for lots of something to walk up, and then lots of something does walk into them, die, and then now loses the dragon there. But
Cryptid maybe went too far, scattered the weak hits, and they're just exploded. Tries to channel that keeper's verdict, but they probably shouldn't run face to face and swap hands with switching, because man, that flame spitter hurts, and the combos from Team Valor hurt even more. That's just a freebie on the support. I mean, Cryptid is playing really aggressively, but again, we're seeing it get punished by Valor, as now Valor's invading on lots of something's jungle, trying to go for the red buff. Oh, Quexy, Photobells forward, slicing Maelstrom. Can they get the stun on Z? They barely just can.
Oh, no.
Oh, and the tower's at 1 HP, so it fires back. Road Train.
Nice.
Spell shields perfectly to block the Bone Skewer, but yeah, I mean, that's an ultimate down, and Cannon's ultimate pretty decent cooldown at this level. Maybe they're getting isolated. X-Quaff gets the heroic swing. The Ignite just burns them to death, and it's going to be another kill for the Auction.
Oh, Road
Wait,
Train.
another one. Road Train, can you dodge it? They have to
Yes.
flash out of the Bone Skewer. Great plays from Jason. I mean, support for support, right? I mean, it was cryptid at first, but Jason has been hitting three-pointer one after another with
Yeah.
kills, getting flashes, and cryptid's just kind of running to their death.
Yeah. Jason has been all around the map, just kind of making plays, getting so many advantages, and making up for the kind of the failed 2v2 earlier in the game in that level 1 play. But I mean, right now Jason looking really good, right? So far in this mid game, and look, I mean. NVNA have to play a little more careful. Jason's alone here, but yeah, I mean, right now, I mean, NVNA are kind of scrambling to get back in sync with each other. Cryptid did die alone there with no members around him, and Quaff does get caught out there in the rotation back to bot lane. So right now, NVNA have to reset. The Dragon's not going to be up for another 2 minutes, so these next 2 minutes need to be them kind of just sticking together. And
Wait,
my
flash
God,
forward, Pearl into the
wow.
Maelstrom. That is just a dead Syndra. Great play from Quexy to get the pick, but now the turnaround, lots of something
What's
burning.
left, though?
To the Rumble. Pyke walking up, gets rooted. Oh, actually doesn't get rooted and jumps out with a
stunned.
Undertow. A great equalizer,
Whoa.
but it's not enough to peel off the team of NVNA as the red carpet burns, but it's not enough to deter Thomas getting the root into the Encore. Is there enough damage for switching? There is not, as the Keeper's Verdict goes and hits the Shyvana from the Fog of War. Great aim from Cryptid, and it's the side of NVNA choosing to go on a pretty interesting to play, just running down the Syndra mid lane. And hey, you might not be playing an AD carry, but getting caught on the mid wave is that's a classic move.
That is a classic move, and that kind of is it is where most AD carries do get caught out there. But I have to say, why are we getting caught out there? I mean, just perfectly on that bot side of the play, Quaff was getting that bot lane turret for free. Nobody was there to answer them. I mean, I guess you don't expect the Lightning Pikachu to just run at you and flash on top of the ult, but like, man, that kind of just very unfortunate, because a lot of Quaff's advantages that they gained is just gotten back from the 2 kills from Z and Jason. So, very unfortunate plays all around the map. But yeah, good cross. It just good play from NVNA to just like kind of see the angle one, and then and just execute on it with their ultimates. But with Dragon coming up, I mean, Quexy won't have flash for this fight, but the slicing Maelstrom will be available to them. But Quaff is still applying a lot of pressure on this bot side.
Yeah, the side laning of the
Thomas doesn't have
one of the
TP either.
advantages. They're setting up for vision.
I mean, okay, looks like Quaff is going to read up with the team. So both teams not really wanting to walk into each other, and for obvious reasons, it makes sense. But I think it'll come down to who can take control of this mid lane wave, and then who can flank who, right? I mean, Quexy, if
maybe it's some danger. Big damage from lots of something, but the Celestial opposition keeps the Pyke safe just for now. I think without that item, the Kazakhs probably could have killed them. The Gray Health is going to heal them back up, but Road Trade immediately starts the Dragon. And I think NVNA have positioning on this. Soul Knight, though, walking up. I'm not sure if they have vision yet. The ultimate in a huge wombo combo. The Encore on a 4 into the Slicing Maelstrom. It's Quexy exhausted, but it's too little too late as Cryptid's frontlining. X-Quaff switching and X are still alive. Burned down with the Flame Spitter flash. Z gets the scatter, gets the unleash, but it's not enough. The reset coming back and forth, but X-Quaff actually kills 2 with the heroic swing. Swings back in on the Sivir. Can they get the kill? It's Thomas flashing for the shield, but X-Quaff is just killing everybody. A triple. Can they make it a quadra? They don't angle the swing right, and in the 5v5, it's an absolute bloodbath as Team Valor pick up 4. NVNA pick up 3 and the Dragon, but both teams, we saw what they could do in the skirmishes, and now in the 5v5 team fight, it's just as even as the game has been. What an explosive 5v5 to kind of blow up this mid-game here, Arrow. I mean, it looked like Quexy and Thomas had the perfect wombo combo, but it was just X-Quaff and switching being alive there, making it so that they could turn around the fight 3v5. And I mean, the damage from the solo laners was there, and NVNA start to crumble after their ultimates are gone, but they still get that key objective being that Dragon Soul point.
Yeah, it's this lethality Akshan that survives. I guess was completely away from the initial burst that Quexy and Thomas had there. I mean, it was a great engage from Quexy and Thomas. I mean, Quexy just walks up proto belts and just ults on top of all the members, most of the members of Valor, and get
Oh,
them
wait,
and
Road
burns.
Train. Maybe in
Uh-oh,
some dangerous.
uh-oh.
X-Quaff was hidden there. I think in the straight 1v1, Akshan just wins this. Gets another double
Wow.
tap, and almost Road Train can trade back, but it's not enough. X-Quaff with the
It's
damage, with the healing, kills him in that
yeah.
isolated 1v1 picked off.
It is this the side lane is just a void, unfortunately for NVNA. Nobody can really deal with this Akshan in the side lane, who now has their IE completed and 6 stacks of that Omnivamp boot, which does provide a little bit more healing and a little bit more damage when above and below max or half HP. And Jay-Sean's
Oh, wait,
hunting.
they spot the Poppy, and they immediately jump on them with the Dragon's Ascent, and Soul Knight just bites them in half.
That might be
The
enough for
team
Baron now.
collapses. And yeah, that's an opportunity for the side of Team Valor to get the Baron. They started, but it is on Vision. NVNA trying to collapse. Sivir is trying to make their way there. I mean, the cannon would be great in this isolated area, but X-Quaff targeting the ultimate, going for the Kha'Zix. The TP in is good.
Kha'Zix is
they're
stumped.
alone. Quexy's alone, slicing Maelstrom. On the Encore onto 3 is big. Can they kill Z, who's so low, but no Quaff actually gets the kill on Canning. Lots of something. Did they get the steal? They did!
They did!
They steal the Baron in a valiant attempt, but it's only Thomas and Road Train who get the buff because everyone else is dead. Team Valor bait in NVNA, pick up a couple kills, but they still cannot secure that objective to blow open the game further. I mean, it was a great effort, a huge wombo combo
Office hunting
again
again
from the Seraphine, and it just turns. I mean, it stalls just long enough for lots of something to get that smite steal. I mean, both teams are playing at their best, playing at their A game, and it's a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it was, again, another great combo from Quexy and lots of something. And of course, this is probably the perfect Baron terrain for Thomas to land that massive encore there in that little straightaway lane straight to Baron. And they do land, I think, a 3-man ultimate there. But unfortunately, I think Road Train just wasn't there in time to deal the damage and melt through the members. So even though lots of something does get the Baron, you know, 3 members of NVNA do go down, but at this point in the game, 26 minutes in, it's still only a 1.5k gold lead, and that really isn't that much at this point in the game. I mean, look at Road Train, who does also have their completed IE, and a lot of the differences here is going to be in this top, or not really in this top lane. I mean, there's just slight differences across the board. So I think this upcoming dragon fight in a minute is going to be pivotal for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Z do a little bit more in the fights. It seems like they haven't been able to do much. It feels like Quexy just jumps on top of them. They don't have time to hit that scatter to disengage. But if they stay a little bit safer, maybe they can get a one-shot on one of the squishy members. But like you said, Road Train now on IE is going to be quite dangerous if they have any uptime. But honestly, they just haven't had that with the Akshan jumping on their head. Same with the Shyvana. Both teams have pretty dangerous scaling threats. And like you said, the gold lead not mattering much here. It's going to be a huge fight around this next Dragon in 40. There's a lot of wards for Valor, but NVNA, they know something is up.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of honestly, Z probably is just the bait. I mean, keep the key members away from Quaff. So Z, just walk up, look like you're helpless, and maybe bait in all the abilities, and Quaff will clean up afterwards. But we'll see if NVNA fall for the bait. But right now, a little bit of poking around. But just posturing here, I mean, it looks like it's just gonna be a straight. It's just gonna be a straight 5v5 in this river.
Oh wait, Jay-Sean flanking those Steeds, lots of something, but I think the Kha'Zix can just isolate them. The come up
got feared,
and that is just a dead Kha'Zix at the beginning of the fight. It's NVNA trying to go for some type of jungler flank, but they meet faces with Jay-Sean's Pike. They try to kill him through that Celestial opposition, and they get jumped on. So it's Jay-Sean trading half his HP bar for a kill, and the Dragons, a pretty damn good trade on that support, if I say so myself. Valor denying the soul from NVNA in a pretty decisive play. Wait, X-Quaff swinging in, missing the Avenger rank. Equalizer goes down, but it doesn't get much value.
Wait, critted
himself in. A 5-man encore is huge, but they just get exploded. Road Train can't even get in range to attack. Quexy though, proto belt in. Big stun. They turn up them from Road Train, switching into the Zhonya's. Soul Knight trying to frontline and gets killed by the Sivir. Road Train getting burnt down, but trading back in the damage. But no, it's X-Quaff executing them with the bullet, switching on literally 1 HP, but he survives with that scrap shield. The killing of the Sivir as well gets X-Quaff the revive on the Shyvana, meaning they get back on the map. And I mean, if I thought Surely with that first pick onto Cryptid and then Thomas going down after getting that encore, it was pretty cooked for NVNA, but the Sivir managed to get enough damage. Quexy, even though they're quite behind, still can blow up a couple targets. That is, you know, every fight, even though both teams have advantages, I mean, it's like it can go either which way, Arrow. It's really anyone's team fight at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's the massive ultimates of Thomas and Quexy, even with the big goal deficit right now, it just makes it so hard for Valor to kind of like just straight win team fights straight up. You know, when Quexy and Thomas do ult, you know, a couple of members of Valor will go down, which kind of leads them to not being able to push as much or and whatnot. But in that fight, I mean, I think Quaff again, I think perfectly positioning away from the massive group of. Oh wait, hold on. Well, nothing here. I think.
Yeah, lots of something having that. Oh wait. Jumps away, but switching got him with the slow. Flash out of the equalizer.
Burn.
Lots of something gets melted. I mean, fire, super effective against bug steel types if Pokemon has taught me anything. But I was going to say the Edge of Night keeping Kha'Zix safe from one spell is good, but it's not good enough against the full combo of the Rumble.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and lots of something, unfortunately, at this stage in the game. Not far enough ahead to be able to one-shot people for free, and I mean, I'm actually surprised because I don't think they evolved their W. So that must mean that they have their evolved Q, evolved E, and evolved ult at this point in the game. So
they're not level 16 yet, so still.
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're so right. You're so right. Okay, so I would imagine it's evolved Q and evolved E at this point in the game. So so looking to get that evolved W so they can kind of poke out a little bit more and get that massive slow for their team and provide a little bit more utility, because right now we saw in that last dragon fight they try to do a little bit of flank blow up Jason on this pike, but just didn't have enough damage and in turn got themselves blown up. But at this I think at this point in the game NVNA just have to kind of like let Road Train scale and try not to get picked before this Baron and the next dragon fight, and maybe pray for something, because Valor are kind of on the warpath right now with Quaff leading the way.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see Cryptid maybe do a bit more peeling for their carries. It seems like they kind of jump in and get insta-killed. Just because Akshan, yes, they are 12-0. Full damage, right? Not a lot of survivability there, but it is 4 crit items, so you kind of either have to lock him down or make sure he can't jump on top of your carries. But Xquaff looking around with that camouflage and clearing out the vision. It's looking a bit dangerous. NVNA do have the TP and the flash from the cannon, though. The massive TP shield into the flash ultimate could spell doom for Valor. Both teams are looking really tense here. But, I mean, Cryptid, like I said, is still pretty squishy. Wait, lots of something, maybe in some trouble. Jumps out with the leap and chunks out Jason again. Without that Celestial opposition, that is a dead pike right there with that ISO damage. So I think of lots of something, like you said, get the evolved Spike Racks, the W upgrade. They can start poking around and fishing for slows with the Cyclosword procs. It's quite annoying for the opponent to deal with, but if you get too close on against this team right here, you get hooked in or you get stunned. It's lights out for the bug.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think we pointed out in Champion Slick that both of these teams don't really have that big beefy tank that can kind of tank up a little bit of the damage or soak up a little bit of the damage. And hunting for switching.
Oh, wait, flash into this root doesn't hit. The Rylai's would have guaranteed the root there, but Thomas now in a mobile control mage, no flash available. He's a pretty attractive target. They get the stun into the full encore, but the Zonius is activated. Ultimate in, Dragon's Descent, Soul Knight goes on to them, but in the backline, Quexy, can they one-shot what they do? 100-0. Soul Knight now taken low, but they trade back 1 kill. They get the reset from the Death Dance, so it is just a straight-up 1-for-1. There was so much damage. Cryptid, what are you doing by yourself? Just gets melted by the Dragon and the Rumble. Thomas has to play bodyguard here. There is a smite available for lots of something. Can they secure it? They do. It's Infernal Drake for the team. Big damage from Thomas on that deep drop. Switching, goes down. The resets, get another jump, and Road Train is untouched. Z can't get in range for the damage, and it's NVNA. I thought the Poppy was going psycho, but they were doing something I truly didn't understand. It was 2-5 head for me, and they just secured the Dragon Soul off of that sacrifice. Thank you, Colonel Cryptid for your efforts.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree with you. I mean, it did look really funny, but I guess it wasn't just enough, barely enough stalling for Cryptid and to delay Soul Knight from getting to that dragon. So at the end of the day, NVNA do get their soul and win out the team fight at the end of the day. But it was at the start of the fight, it was Quaff getting burst by Quexy and dying like 100-0 without being able to flash. So I mean, great play from Quexy, and I think it was I think it's Quexy that has to be the MVP of that fight for getting Quaff off of the board. This 12. At that time, 12-0 Akshan with almost completed items, and now getting that massive shutdown, and now getting themselves that Shadow Flame item, and now a Blighting Jewel as well. So this Lightning Rat is going to be doing so much damage in these fights, and switching not having.
Z, are you in danger of getting caught on mid wave? It is. Great stun, but I think they still might die. Road Train doesn't see the health bar. Maybe sees it now.
Quexy's
gets that
up.
Trinket, and boom, flash, boomerang blade gets
flash,
the kill.
though.
Z really living up to the 80 carry name, getting caught on mid wave. But now that's advantage for NVNA, who are snooping around the Baron. There's 45 seconds before the Syndra comes back up. Still some really devastating ultimates that could go on in the pit. There's Equalizer. There is the Dragon's Descent. But can Team Valor actually stop this attempt? It's going down very quickly.
Yeah, Road Train is going to melt through this thing, but Quaff is hiding here, going to look for something to find. And Jayshon's going in.
There's a miss. Dragon's Descent, the Soul Knight almost kills lots of something, but a huge Keeper's Verdict. Quexy in one shots the Pike. The Equalizer goes down on the Sivir, but I think it's enough to get it. They do. NVNA secure Baron, but I think they may lose some members in the process. Come up is activated. Road Train has to spell shift the fireball and goes down. Lots of something trying to kill X-Squad, but he swings out of the way, gets a huge shutdown, and gets the kill on the Bug for a revive on the Syndra. So yes, again, it's NVNA securing another Baron for their team, but just in a repeat of the first one. They lose so many members in the process, and right now the death timers are long. The Syndra's running to reinforce the team. Maybe Team Valor have an opportunity to end the game. There's no cannon ultimate. They don't have Zanya's either, but he's able to clear the wave, actually. X-Quaff tries to swing, but can't get the bullets in. Now that the Baron minions are here, I think the side of NVNA is safe from that final push. It's Team Valor trying to get more, but they can't without a wave.
Yeah, I mean, it looked pretty good initially for NVNA, but then they trying to take the fight afterwards, and it's just an easy cleanup here for Valor. Switching on this Rumble, had a pretty good equalizer spot, but members of NVNA kind of just stood in it and not really. I don't think they kind of realized. And with the Baron shred still kind of lingering after that take, they do get melted away from switching, and it was an easy cleanup for Quaff and Soul Knight and everybody else. So I mean, a little bit scary there for NVNA, but at the end of the day, they do get Baron on two members, and they do get the Baron and Soul, but I don't know what they're going to be able to do with this Baron, and it might just be a net negative Baron power play, unfortunately.
Hey, I mean, as long as your opponents can't use it to win the game, that's all that matters.
That's true.
Lots of something.
See,
look at the damage with the Cyclosaur and the Evolved Spike Racks. That's the interaction I'm talking about. Wait, no, they're gonna root on Z. Boomerang Blade, is there enough? Thomas explodes them with that high note. Teleport coming in. First turret goes down. Switching slowed up by the Rivalize. Flashes away. Cryptid tries to get the flash ultimate to get them in place, but it doesn't land on Switching, who has to back off.
Quaff have to get here. Yeah, Soul Knight and Quaff are still backing, so they're going to break open the base here, but are they looking for the end?
I mean, Thomas doesn't have ulti. Quexy does, though. Road Train also has Call of the Hunt. It's a 4v5.
Switching's
Oh my god, look at the damage.
Another read!
Too close. And look at the damage from the Spicy Maelstrom. One shots one. Lots of something kills another. Jump reset, and Soul Knight's the last one standing. Yes, they trade one back. But it's not enough. It's Team Valor going down valiantly. NVNA get one, they get two, and they get 3 team fights to end the Nexus. You cannot give them any more than that. It's going to be them taking game 1 in this series.
Oh my god, okay, I was so wrong. It's definitely a net positive Baron power play. That's the game that they got. Oh my god. So it was Thomas landing root after root, and Z unfortunately gets caught out initially, and then it's just one by one members of Valor just get picked off slowly from Thomas just landing root after root, and Quaff unfortunately gets locked up and then gets blown up as well. So wow, what a game from NVNA. It looked like the entire game they were down gold from the get-go, and they just kept fighting back and getting trade kills and getting objectives here. I mean, they got the Infernal Soul, and that kind of stalled out the game. And even though Quaff on this fed ass Akshan just was one-shotting everybody, they killed him when it mattered. They killed him right before that Infernal Dragon, and they killed him right at the Nexus before the game ends. So just all around great play there from NVNA to stall out the game, survive, and make it out of the game. So congratulations NVNA, you got game 1. So let's see what's left for game number 2.
Yeah, Bamis Grand Finals for 2026 Summer starts off with a bang. That was a spicy game. Like you said, Xquaff, if you saw the 2 auto attacks that he managed to fire off before the Nexus exploded, it almost one-shot the Sivir, but it's the Thomas hits a single root with that beat drop, and then since the Rylai's gets the slow as well, it instantly turns into a snare, and that's all NVNA need to kind of blow open the game. Kennen jumps in with the Proto Belt, with the Maelstrom. Sure, Shyvana can kind of counter-engage with that Dragon's Descent, but it's not enough. Kennen completely just wipes out multiple members, including the super fed Akshan, and hey, you can have a 12-0 scoreline, but if you die at the only 2 times it matters, that is the opponent's victory right there. So really amazing game from both teams. I mean, I think the gold was even right up to the very end, maybe about a 2k gold lead for NVNA before that won that final fight, but Valor was, swinging back, punching hard in the counter attacks, and yeah, if every single game is like this, Arrow, I think we're in for a banger of a series.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. And as we wind down from game number 1 and look towards game number 2, I mean, if I had a little more research, I'd be like, okay, what's left for these players, and what's left in their champion pool? I mean, it's only game number 1. I think both of these teams have plenty of options to go from, but I mean, I really liked what I saw from NVNA. I mean, I think I was like raving about it from minute 1, but Cryptid and Road Train really kind of took control of that bot lane, and from level 2, and really almost snowballed it to a really decent lead in the early game, and only they kind of threw it away later. But I'll have to keep my eyes on Cryptid and Road Train, because it looked like they just had the straight advantage here from over Jayshawn and man. And Z, yeah, or they had the straight up advantage over Jayshawn and Z. So we'll have to see if they can, take more advantage of it, and carry their team to another victory, or if Quaff in that mid lane again can find another champion like that Akshan and just pop off again. But I'm excited for the rest of the series, and I'm ready to head out here for a break.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna jump to a quick break. To all of our viewers, thank you for joining us for game 1. We hope you join us for game 2 and onwards. We're gonna jump to a quick break as we go. The players are gonna get ready for draft of game 2. We'll be back with the pick ban of our game 2 in this series. We'll be back very soon. What is up, everyone? We are back with the Risen Bamis Teambuilder Summer 2026 Grand Finals between Team Valor and NVNA. It's Kevin Dunk, joined by Aerostion, and the two of us are supported by the wonderful Three Eyes. Team Valor, X-Quaff on that auction had a couple bolts, but there was not enough in the chamber to put down NVNA when it mattered. NVNA take out game one off of the back of amazing engages from Quexi's cannon, and wow, after team fight after team fight after team fight, it was never clear who was going to win the game until the very end. And I hope we get more games like that, Arrow, as I think we're going to slowly get into the game, a draft for game two.
Yeah, I mean, if game one is an indication for how the rest of the series goes, then we're in for a banger. So I'm excited to see how the rest of this series go as we go into the game number two draft. As you said, looks like the bans are mostly the same, except the only change being that Nocturne is in the first rotation of bans, except taking out the Lilia instead. So maybe all looking to. Oh no, Lilia does get banned from Valor. So then the ban that's missing is Xerath. Xerath is available, but Senna is also available for NVNA, so Senna will be picked up here. Can be flexed between support and AD carry, but generally goes into the AD carry role nowadays. Is pretty good with is still pretty good in that bot lane role, but the husband is going to be hovered here, and it might be a little bit of a divorce battle here in the bot lane, unfortunately, for NVNA and Valor. So something I don't know, I've never like standard 80 carries in my bot lane in 2026 in this season. Wow, I mean
you know when we're calling Senna a standard bot lane, we've gone too far.
We have gone too far. I mean, at some point, Camille being hovered here. Camille being locked in here, so at least that part persists, like the roaming support part. But yeah, I mean, you are right though, Kevin. For a good chunk of pre MSI and just normal meta stuff, Senna was up there in priority and in power with the static shift changes, with DFT being introduced to the game, and just Senna also getting some buffs, and I think more recently some nerfs as well to, again, the soul path, the soul income and everything. But yeah, Senna was a powerful pick, and then teams discovered the power of mage bots, and she kind of fell in priority, but still up there in strength, of course, and it will be paired with this rel. So I kind of this duo is not really a known duo, but it seems very strong for you, seems very powerful. But Rek'Sai will be locked in here, and Vladimir for Quaff on the side of Valor will be locked in. So I think Vladimir is one of Quaff's most played this season, if not maybe more. I'll have to take another look at this guy's OPGG, and this season has 9 games, but so one of Quaff's more comfortable champions, and hopefully they can, with that blood pool, we'll be able to have a little more survivability and ability to just carry the game.
Absolutely. I mean, let's hope that it works out for them. I mean, I'm a huge Lucian fan. That is my favorite champion, so it's always a pleasure to see them get picked in the cast that I do, but it is not an easy champion to pilot, trust me. I've hinted on him so many times, but I mean, Lucian Camille is a pretty dangerous bottom lane, right? If Camille chooses to stick around, you hit a single hook shot and Lucian can dash on top of your face, it's likely going to be a kill. And the mobility is really great against something like Rel, like the Rek'Sai, who want to be on top of you and hitting you with that CC. The Relentless Pursuit is really great at kiting them out. And then if you go for that Navori build, you can really, really start dash dancing on your opponents. Call it Smash Bros. But like you said, Vladimir being one of X-Quaff's main champions, we saw what they could do last game on the auction, even though they were kind of getting bullied in lane. They picked up a couple of kills and started being a menace. Vladimir, if you let this champion get a couple of kills in the mid game, he just one-shots your entire team with that combo. So a lot to love from Team Valor, but it is not a easy comp to pull off, really relying on that engage from the Camille. NVNA have a lot of good tools with the Rek'Sai point and click, with the Rel engage. They have just easier ways to start the fights. But Team Valor locking in the Mundo blind, I think probably top or jungle. A really good strong scaling pick, and we're gonna have to see if NVNA have the firepower to punch through that tank.
For sure. And, the bans here for the side of Valor are Malzahar and Rise, which, will leave up the Xerath here for mid laner Thomas here in the mid lane. But we'll see if they want to opt for that with, Mundo being locked in here and, Camille and Vladimir being locked in. So we'll see if they still want to opt for that Xerath or, another option here in the mid lane. But I mean, I kind of like Swain here for Thomas. I mean, they have a couple games. I think Swain would be okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but for Valor, I mean, I think you're right. Lucian Camille is a very potent bot lane. They have a lot of kill threat there. But yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong though. Lucian typically kind of wants an enchanter to kind of make take. Oh, I lied to you.
You're the guy. You're freaking Nostradamus.
It just made too much sense with the champions that Valor had. A lot of short range melee champions that can't really outrange Swain and get away from what he really wants to do in the game. So, Swain, rising in popularity with Zeus at MSI, kind of, more so in the top lane, of course, but Swain just in general really strong in certain situations. So I really like what I really like what I see here, and Aatrox will be the final lock-in against this Renekton blind pick. But yeah, correct me if I'm wrong though. Lucian kind of prefers an enchanter to take full advantage of that passive, but I could be wrong. I think Lucian still has a lot of kill threat though.
Yeah, I think they've kind of adjusted a bit of Lucian's power budget. You are right though. Having that enchanter means that you have easier access to that passive overcharge on the guns, but they've changed it also now. If you've hit like a hard CC on your opponent and Lucian's in range, you'll also get a charge. So it's actually pretty strong with something like Camille that has that. So we're gonna have to see if Z and Jason, they studied up on their game knowledge, knowing that Lucian does have that early game potency still. Like you said, I really like the Swain pick from Thomas into multiple melee. It's 4 melees and a Lucian who has to dash in front of your face to get access to. So great pick from them. And I think Valor, they have a lot of kind of pop-off champions with the Aatrox, with the Vladimir, but it's a bit dangerous, I think, because it's not easy for them to start fights without that Camille ulti, and Jason being support Camille, roaming, not getting a lot of XP. It's going to take a while for them to have like a truly low cooldown ult, and that only isolates one target. So the other side, right, we have Swain with gigantic team fight AoE. Rek'Sai can get, I think they brought back the multi-man knockup, so I love that for that champion. And then Rel, just kind of the master of, hey, I'm going to hit 5 people, a wombo combo, and make a montage out of it. So I think that Nirvana do honestly have an easier time playing the team fights and starting those off. But Team Valor, they have kind of that pop-off potential. Like, I don't think you want to see any of these champions, Camille included. If this champion hits the Sundered Sky, spike early in the game, you're just kind of crying as NVNA. So let's see the pop-off versus the stability. I'm excited to see how it goes. Arrow, I think that with those final closing thoughts, we're ready for a break. So to all of our viewers, we're going to be back very soon. These champions, these players are going to go through that spectator delay of about 3 minutes, and we'll be back with game 2 of our 5-game grand final series. League of Legends fans here at Risen Esports. We are in game 2 of the grand finals between NVNA and Team Valor. It was NVNA who punched first in that first game, taking down their opponents with some pretty explosive engage, but both sides ripping and raring to go. The quality of these games, well,
Oh,
these games
wait.
singular has been great so far. Kevin Duncan Arrow on the cast and ready to bring you into game 2.
Wow. Okay. Sorry. I almost interrupted you there because I thought there was going to be a little bit of a death rush scenario there, but it looks like Valor, kind of sniffed it out, and we saw Quaff go up in mid lane and drop the ward there in the Raptor pit instead, and is now defending their own pit. So they know that there is no vision on the side of wait, sorry. NVNA is on blue side, Valor's on red side, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, yeah. So Valor knows that NVNA doesn't have any vision on their side of the jungle, but importantly, Valor does have vision on both they just have vision of lots of something. So this Rek'Sai will be seen around the map as the game progresses. But yeah, it looks like again junglers are going to be pathing to opposite sides of that. Oh my god.
That
Oh,
is a massive trade from switching,
Jesus.
just blasting Quexi's health bar, and that is double ignite on the top laner. So if you get too close to dead, you are dead with that summoner spell.
Oh god. I mean, okay, so I know Renekton likes being below half HP because Rage charges faster when below half, but man, I don't think he wanted that far below HP, half HP. But looks like Loss of Something might look for a little bit of a level 3 gank here, but is going to be on full vision here. But oh, never mind. I think he's just getting his Gromp. Never mind. I may have misspoken, but yeah, I mean a little bit of a chill early game apart from that massive trade there from switching onto Quexi. Oh, a little bit of trade here.
Okay, Jason trading back. Big damage from the Lucian with the PTA
nice.
proc. Cryptid taking them below half HP, and Jason and Z perfectly healthy thanks to the Camille's passive. That is, yeah, I mean, that's that physical HP shield for you. But now we see some pings. Okay, it's just a ward, but I was going to say Z looking hopefully to get some piercing light through the wave for some more poke as they have that early advantage with the Camille damage. Hail of Blades means you can just one-shot practically any target if you hit them with that full combo. And Quexian switching, again, continuing to trade. Boom, huge Q3 switching, hitting them with the Infernal. Oh, I think the Infernal Chains got tanked by a minion, or else Quexi likely would have had to flash.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Quexi, playing on a knife's edge here, but just taking a look at the junglers right now. I mean, it looks like Lots of Something is two camps behind the clear, or is a camp behind the clear of Soul Knight here. Mundo is really strong and really fast at pushing waves, so we'll get that first scuttle and maybe look to double scuttle in theory. But I mean, right now, Jason and Z have priority. So if Soul Knight can clear out that scuttle and go down to bot here, they would be able to easily get there. But it looks like Lots of Something on this Rek'Sai will be able to meet up here with Cryptid and maybe look for a bot lane gank here. It just looks like a lot of posturing and pings onto the scuttle crab here. So probably nothing to do here. But yeah, Quexi is getting some good trades here in the top lane. I mean, even with those massive trades and going in not in their favor, they are have a little bit of an advantage and doing just good with that. With that back here with the longsword and the glowing moat here. So all good here so far, and just an even game state 4 minutes into the game, much different than what we saw last game.
Absolutely, as yeah, mid lane's just going to be a bit of a farm fest. I don't think either one has that potential to kill each other, especially without ignite on either side. Yeah, the never move, dragging back X-Cough, but he's just going to heal it back up with the transfusion. Switching has yet to go back, though. Quexi getting the Ruthless Predator, dodges out with that jump. The Slice and Dice actually gets him too close to the turret, though.
Yeah, whoops.
Switching has an advantage still, but no ignite for a little bit. And Mundo goes where they please. They're just going to power farm. I mean, I think that's one of the reasons. Oh, wait.
It's a dash.
Up before they dash, but Cryptid drops the drop. Aishon turns it on Cryptid, which does so much damage. The Precision Protocol not going to find the kill, but Cryptid almost dying to that ignite burn. And now the wave's in a really good state for Z and Jason in reverse of what happened in game 1. Z's actually going to fast push this wave. Maybe trying to look for the crash. And now Soul Knight in the mid lane. I don't know if they can actually get this swing, though, unless they get those consecutive
Ghost
slows on. Yeah, Ghost activated for both sides. Bot lane, Z's trying to go for the piercing light again. I think it was, yeah, Thomas actually
Thomas
flashed
had
the
to
wall
burn
to get
flash,
away
yeah.
from the Mundo, and it's going to be flash burn for the mid lane. Valor a little bit ahead in that Summoner Smells apartment, but it's nothing, it's not an advantage too serious just yet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they can look to get Thomas again on that flash, but I mean, Swain hitting level 6 now is probably going to be really hard to kill, especially with the Mundo in the jungle not providing too much damage. I mean, does provide a lot of damage considering there's supposed to be a take, but yeah, with the help of Quaff, I mean, maybe they can punish that flash, but I imagine that there won't be there's going to be helps
Oh,
eventually
wait, a
coming.
gang top, though, switching, popping the ultimate. Quexy doing the same with the Dominus. Soul Knight here,
Uh-oh.
but doesn't have the ultimate. Flash
Nice.
away from the Cleaver
Nice
means
flash,
that,
nice.
again, Soul Knight somehow has more ganks than the Rek'Sai on Mundo.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, right?
it's strange, but I mean, hey, that's the world we live in, switching, forcing out the
Yeah.
flash, and is going to mean, after being spotted, it's cryptid and lots of something going for this dragon. Jason poking around, sniffing here. I mean, they don't know that the Sen is not back yet, and Z trying to catch the wave, so I think it's going to be an uncontested first Drake take from NVNA.
Yeah, Mundo has more ganks than Rek'Sai, and Rek'Sai gets first dragon over Mundo. Crazy switch up here, but I think both teams are going to be happy with the results of each of their with each of their jungler. I mean, Soul Knight, I think, is just going to walk this out. I don't think he really cares. We'll take.
Oh, wait. Okay. They choose to flash there, which is certainly a choice instead of using ultimate. So,
okay.
Soul Knight, you know, he does what he pleases. He's Mundo, but I'm not sure if I agree with that.
I respect the pettiness to not give Thomas an extra stack on that W there. So I can appreciate that. I mean, Mundo again does go where they please. So probably doesn't need that flash in the future. Probably, but we'll have to keep an eye out.
Again. Wait, X-Swap popping ultimate on Thomas, but it doesn't really get that much after they see the Rek'Sai and the Rel here.
Also, okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's just chill.
Just a lot of posturing, a lot of like movements. Like, I mean, I like the attempts here, but you know, it's pretty hard to kill both of these mid laners with Thomas just being tanky one and then Quaff on this. Oh, we're going in here. I don't think
Jason getting the Hail of Blades damage. Precision Protocol not doing a ton of damage, but it does force Thomas back a little bit.
All right, support's doing more damage to the mid laner. Crazy world we live in. Oh,
that's the world we live in here, Arrow.
Oh my god, that was disgusting damage.
Oh, Road Train though, using the ultimate to cancel the Camille.
The pettiness in this match is crazy. We're blowing ultimates and flashes to prevent people from doing shit. That's crazy. Sorry. I need to calm down. I need to calm down. But yeah, that's okay. Yeah, a lot of posturing. I mean, overall, I mean, just from natural lane states and just and clear speed, Valor has picked themselves up, just a 200 gold lead, which amounts to nothing. But Soul
Knight maybe
no
some
flash.
Danger. Thomas moving up, dodges out on that burrow. Thomas taken so low. The demonic ascension not enough to keep them alive. Soul Knight getting that gray health shield and pops the maximum dosage. Is there enough damage? There is not. A flash away from the flash switching. Quexy now trying to turn on this. X-Quaff getting empowered.
Nice.
Heal though. Quexy tries to pick up the kill, but they can't. Switching just knocks him down with that great sword. Now Jason's here on the roam. Sees them on the ward, but can't get that knockback with the hook shot. Cryptid though throwing themselves in.
Cryptid's in trouble.
Gets the drag back with the infernal chain.
Flash.
Cryptid doesn't have flash, but they managed to walk out of that Q3. They popped the exhaust on Jason to deny the damage, and it could have been dicey if that Aatrox got another kill there. So it's a 2-for-0 and the grubs for Team Valor as they win that skirmish. I mean, Soul Knight kind of just made them, just kind of mind controlled them, and hey, the mind control means that Team Valor are up 1.2k gold.
Yeah, it's a continuation of Soul Knight flashing earlier that kind of baits NVNA into fighting them. They're like, oh yeah, Mundo no flash, but it was Quaff here on the side that kind of I know, dude. Thomas on the Swain does pop their demonic ascension, but it just with how much HP they had at the start, just not enough to sustain through the initial the burst of Vladimir. So does go down in that initial play, and it's switching on this Aatrox that kind of continues the play and gets the massive kills there onto I believe it was. Wait, I forgot who it was. Was it Quexy? I forgot already at this point. But yeah, it was at the app. So yeah, great play there all around from Valor, and they're looking pretty good in this early game so far. But And it's just off the back of Soul Knight on this Mundo, just kind of like running around the map and controlling things. They have that Heartsteel finished here, but lots of something is looking here onto switching.
Switching, use the dash, pops the ignite, but I think
don't think
Quexi's now too low. Wait, they pop the Dominus, get the empowered stun. I think there's enough damage. Switch gets the ultimate from the Senna as well, but Quexi, are they going to go down? No, lots of something executes them with the Queen's Wrath, just barely. It's switching hit at one more auto there. That would have been the kill on Renekton. The longer ulti time meaning so much there, and NVNA get their first trade kill back. Jason jumping in with the hook shot. Relentless pursuit forward, but Cryptid is tanky with the Aftershock. Z just can't really get in range. That's the problem in the Senna Lucian matchup. You just get outranged, and you can't really deal meaningful damage. But again, it is NVNA picking up their first kill, and it's on a good target as well. Aatrox getting put down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think the difference maker there as well was that Senna ultimate that does give Quexi a little bit extra shield there. So unfortunate for switching there. It is doing really well in that 1v1, but quickly became a 2.
Emo Plague into the Ghost. Tides of Blood doesn't hit because Thomas flashes away. Xquaff with the Storm Surge is terrifying against just the Book of the Swain. So Xquaff forcing out a longer Summoner spell off of that trade, but doesn't have the ultimate for a little bit here.
Yeah, well, but Thomas does pick up their Blackfire Torch now, so we'll be even in that, at least the item department. But it's pretty tough because I think Vladimir does win out in these really short trades. But I think eventually, as this game gets longer and longer, the Swain will have enough HP to sustain through a lot of this damage and win out later. But Quaff doing a really good job on this Vladimir is showing a lot of that mastery that we kind of saw from his OPGG, but Quexi does get interrupted here. But the second dragon of the game will be going over to Valor, first dragons for themselves. So neither team able to get some of that early stacking, as it will be a was it an ocean dragon or is this an Ocean Soul? I forgot. I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's Ocean Soul.
I think it's Ocean Soul. Yeah. Okay. So
keep
our eyes up here.
Form, but misses that crash down as Jason gets out of the way with the hook shot. Z trying to trade back.
Lots of something.
Jets the Stride Breaker.
Switching
now.
Wait,
getting ganked,
Soul Knight's
Soul
here.
Knight is here. Can they make it in time?
Switching's dead.
Switching gets the Q3, but there's not enough damage to kill the Swain. And Soul Knight is going to be caught in a mess here. Quexi jumping forward. The stun doesn't get the stun, but just barely misses the snipe. Soul Knight walks backwards into Thomas and goes down. Z, though, encrypted, trading blows as Jason gets knocked away with the Blast Cone. The Swain moving up top lane gets 2 for Nirvana, and it's big moves for Mr. Thomas, the tank engine. He just runs them over.
Yeah, great play there. Wait, hold on, Jason.
Continued fight. Jason drops the ignite, but Cryptid doesn't have the Aftershock. I'm a bit confused here. Z getting blasted, though. The not even completed Essence Reaver against the Static Shiv is a very hard matchup for the Lucian. I mean, gold in the favor now, 1K for NVNA.
Yeah, I mean, with Jason and wait,
Roadtrain might just get a kill here. Jason exhausted. The Mundo's making it here. Can Jason survive? They don't. The flash away, not even enough.
Lots of something
Soul Knight
is
here,
higher
but there's
here
3
behind.
people. And yeah, Cryptid and Roadtrain just pick up a freebie. Jason went in a little bit too soon without the jungler. Yeah,
I mean, it's just, like you said, it's just an easy pickup here onto Jason. Jason and Z had a mistimed back here, and I do think that Jason was backing on Vision, so great pickup there from Cryptid and Roadtrain to get a free kill onto Jason, and kind of solidify their advantage right now. I mean, this Senna is really far ahead of this Lucian with all the free time, and then a couple platings as well with that Static Shiv. Not really. It does pick up a pickaxe, and I think they've had that tier for a little bit. But yeah, I mean, Z on this Lucian just now getting that Essence Reaver is definitely a ways away from becoming that really strong brawler in these early to mid team fights here. But yeah, overall, I mean, it just even before that play, it was like you said, Thomas on the roam at the top lane does get that kill onto switching and Soul Knight. So really great roam there, and a good pickup for themselves after falling earlier in that Scuttle Crab fight. But still lots to go for both teams. I think right now I really like what I think NVNA are in a really good spot, considering their composition does scale a lot more compared to Valor's. But too many factors to call it at this point in the game. But
Cryptid in the top lane switching, trying to trade blows,
switching,
but doesn't really do much against Cryptid's Celestial opposition. Switching and Quexy both on the Eclipse means, oh wait, ultimate pops Dominus already.
Whoa.
Are they going to time it out? Switching dashes away, and Quexy, I think, got baited into using the ultimate as multiple members now making it. Jason doesn't see the team, though, jumps back into the Rek'Sai. Do they have the burst? Dawning Shadow over the top. Hextech Ultimatum doesn't do a damn thing, and Rek'Sai picks up their first kill of the game. It's a 4v3, and NVNA just bring more members faster with that global ultimate as well. Senna's even bullying the Lucian in the bot lane. Looks like NVNA have pretty firm control over this early game.
Yeah, I mean, NVNA are just kind of their map movements are just a lot more cleaner and a lot more smooth or quicker in comparison to Valor. You know, members of NVNA are just there earlier and sooner. Yeah, you know, unfortunately for Switching, you know, they are not in a 1v1 lane on an island that they would like to be, and it's multiple members of NVNA coming up to, you know, ruin that party for him. But yeah, great plays all around for NVNA as they do pick up the Rift Herald for themselves, and you know can look to use it right before. Actually, I think is that a Chem? That looks like the Chemtech icon. I think this is a Chemtech map.
Oh yeah,
with the blast cones and the vision plants as well. So I think this is a Chemtech map. So yeah, with the Chemtech map, they maybe I think. Oh wait, it was Quexy that picked up the Rift Herald, so ooh, interesting. So yeah, I would have said that they can drop the Herald right before the Dragon spawn, but with 15 seconds to go and Quexy still in this top lane, I don't think that's going to happen. Oh,
Jason getting the dive, but lots of things just burrow out. There's not really any chasing. This is the problem with the comp. You just don't have enough engage. Switching, Quexy both popping ultimates, Ignite pop as well. Switching, can he get the Q3? He does for a huge heal. Quexy now fully out of spells. Ray just ticking up, switching, hits the Q1. Oh, flash to follow the Q2, gets the kill solo, Bolo. But now look at this team fight just completely torn apart on the side of Team Valor's. They can't even get the Rek'Sai. Now Thomas on top of the Lucian, drags him back with a Never Move Z, has no damage to stop this guy, and Thomas drops the eyeball and gets a kill with the Demonic Ascension. Again, it's just more members from NVNA, and Team Valor get busted. Jason and Soul Knight just kind of get wombo comboed, and Xquaff is nowhere to be seen. A great solo kill from Switching to get some gold back and get some free time on this turret, but man, everything else is coming up NVNA.
Yeah, I mean it's just the power of Swain with a bunch of low range characters there. Swain just Thomas on this Swain is just able to pop off super easily on that team fight. Nobody able to kill, and Road Train in the backline untouched, just dealing a bunch of damage. Z not really able to dish out the damage necessary, and everybody else on the side of Valor just falling to the wayside. So great play there from NVNA to secure themselves the second secure themselves their second dragon, and get them further and just continue accelerating this game further into their lead. I mean, like I said earlier, their comp does scale a lot better than Valor's with of course just the infinite scaling of Quexy. Yeah, with just the infinite scaling of both the Swain and the Senna. So I think as the game progresses, things are just gonna get worse for Valor unless this Mundo gets absolutely just unbelievably fed. But I don't think that's the case at this point in the game.
Yeah, I think the side of Valor just need to find some way to buy anti-heal against the Rek'Sai, the Swain, the Senna, the Renekton. There's just so much healing on this team, and I mean, we talk about how much roaming supports are annoying with people playing stuff like the Camille, and the Pike and the Poppy, but Camille is one of those feast or famine champions in support, right? If you don't have the money to do much, and now switching again in a 2v1, pops the World Ender, tries to heal back up, but there's just not enough, not through the Ignite, not through the damage. Yeah, I mean, just over the top, the Dawning Shadow just for more insults added to injury, and man, NVNA are running the crowd. I mean, you got to feel bad for Switching for getting ganked about like 7 times this game. They just have to know at this point they're never getting a fair 1v1 anymore.
No, I mean, they got their fair 1v1 at the cost of their team dying at Dragon, but at this stage in the game, it's just, yeah, you're right, Kevin. This Switching is never going to be on the island that they desire to be on, and as they do lose their tower, as Quexy does have the Rift Herald and will crash it into the top lane here. But with Quaff coming up here, I don't think
Emo
think...
Plague, but the Slice and Dice is good, but X-Quav is so
why do
fast
we go
with
that
that
way?
Storm Surge. With the Storm Raiders, another Tides of Blood into the Empower Transfusion, gets the kill. X-Quav picking up their second kill of the game. Maybe this is the light at the end of the tunnel for Team Valor. The Vladimir, I mean, hey, once you get a couple items, you can one-shot the teams, but is it going to happen soon enough for them to win?
Yeah, but on the cross map, you know, Grid Train and Encrypted do pick up that bot lane tier 1 there, and Thomas in the mid lane was picking up some plating. So yeah, kill onto the 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 Renekton at this point. Not the biggest prize, but well worth it. I mean, I think Quaff will be happy with now the completed blasting or not blasting one. Magic
Void Staff,
item.
right?
Void Staff. There. Void Staff. Yeah, the Void Staff is good, but yeah, switching, getting the top lane tier 1 is also a positive, but that's about where all the positives end there. Jay-Sean just now finishing their Divine Sun, no,
Sundered Sky.
Sundered Sky. Oh my God, I'm just losing it right now. But yeah, if just now finishing their Sundered Sky is not what you want to see. I think, you know, Jay-Sean on this Camille not finding the angles and the things that that you would want to see out of this Camille. I mean, I don't think I've seen them you know, start out a fight or start out a pivotal fight yet. So we'll have to keep our eyes, and maybe it's too late at this point with how, you know, how far ahead and the members of NVNA are, but you know, Jay-Sean has to try and find something to get their team back into the game. Otherwise, you know, things are going to get quickly out of hand for Valor.
Yeah, the bot lane of Team Valor is pretty homeless right now. Unfortunately, Z not even on their second item, and Senna about to finish her third.
This mid lane tower is going down
just a
too.
wrecking crew. Road Train just walks up, one taps the turret with the Shiv. Sure, tanks a turret shot, but they just heal it back up with the healing. Like you said, Jay-Sean just hasn't really had much impact in this game.
Oh no, switch it.
Now getting collapsed on.
No.
Oh my lord. I mean, at this point, he's been just dived on by like 5 people every single time.
It's not even top lane.
They're calling just to give a back massage to the team. Flash strike for the stun. Jay-Sean and Soul Knight trying to turn.
Jay-Sean's
huge Dawning Shadow.
her.
Cryptid picks up one Z, tries to dash away, but is exhausted. Is there enough damage from X-Quaff, who gets one with the Hemo Plague? Road Train now front line. X-Quaff really needs to pop off here, but I mean, they already used the ultimate. They already used the flash. There's not much more in the tank. Thomas dragging back with the Never Move, popping the Demonic Ascension. The Rylai's is slowing the Mundo, who's just getting eaten alive, gets chomped on by the Rek'Sai. Thomas now chasing. Great angle. Thomas has to flash away and barely survives thanks to Road Train's heal. And man, Thomas had a pop-off moment, almost inted it, but still didn't, and that's what matters. I mean, Valor kind of caught with their pants down as members go into the meat grinder one by one, and X-Quaff has to be the hero, but can only get one back, and it's not even the jungler. Means that Nirvana are going to move to Dragon Soul Point at a pretty early point in the game. The 5k gold lead is looking, you know, about the best shot that Team Valor will get for the rest of this game.
Yeah, I mean, yes, great play again from NVNA to recognize switching out of position, pop them, and then, you know, continue the slow chase with Thomas ghosting in, and then, you know, it's just slowing up the Mundo and, you know, securing themselves the soul point, and you know, yeah, it's really tough. It's super tough. I mean, I know Quaff is having actually a pretty decent game in that mid lane with 2-0-2, and you know, I think they had a you know, a couple of really good plays, but unfortunately at this point in the game, you know, the rest of the members of Valor are not able to, you know, meet the level that Quaff is showing. I mean, I know switching was showing that at some point, but just got absolutely bullied and bullied in that top lane with multiple members coming to their lane to kind of ruin that party. But you know, I you know, just kind of like slowing things down, looking at the compositions, you know, I really like what NVNA has kind of paired this Senna and Swain with. You know, when you think of Rek'Sai, when you think of Renekton, these are two really early, kind of early game centric focused champions that can kind of like guide Swain and Senna to that mid to late game. And like right now, like, as we're seeing, you know, they're in that mid game phase where now they're taking Baron, and it's practically uncontested at this point. Mundo's on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, it's looking pretty cooked for the side of Team Valor as the Baron goes down slowly, but it's going down surely. The TP invested from Quexy to make sure there's no contest, and yeah, it's just gone. A freebie for Team NVNA, and like you said, Mundo was not even close to it. There's no shot at contesting. Yeah, unfortunately, Team Valor just don't really have the tools to make things happen. They have
No,
the Camille, and the Camille just has not been clicking ulti on the right
not.
targets. So
Uh,
yeah, Camille Illusion very tilted towards the early game power, to getting picks, to one-shotting someone, and if they can't do that,
yeah.
they don't really play the game. Z caught up by the
Oh,
eyeball and throws the culling at the wave, but it's not going to do much with the empowered minions. Really, X-Quap is the
yeah,
only one that can do anything.
yeah.
Maybe if they one-shot the Senna, there's a chance, but it's a uh, a small probability of that happening at this point, as multiple members of NVNA are backing up the Senna. It's really up to Team Valor to find an angle on an isolated target,
Yeah.
but NVNA is not giving them that angle.
They need to look for a 5v4 here with Quexy in the bot lane here, but time is running out very slowly, and Jayshawn needs to find something.
Yeah, Jayshawn just maybe needs to just pop ulti on Senna and
Go for
pray
it.
that X-Quap
Just
gets
go.
ghosts and full combos onto
Go.
them. But they're getting willed away. There's really
Oh
nothing they
man.
can do now. I think the health
Yeah.
bars are too low for X-Quap. They need to back, and the push
Yeah.
just
Quexy's just
continues.
gonna get this.
There's not any threat onto the Senna.
Yeah, Quexy's just going to continue pushing this bot lane. We'll get that bot lane tier 2 tower. But yeah, I mean, I think the window is closing really fast here. They need to pull the trigger if they want to find an avenue back in the game. But I'm not sure what they're looking for right now. There's not much else to do in this game. You're just gonna slowly bleed out and die.
Yeah, and that's the problem playing this kind of a high
Yeah.
high
Now
pop-off
Quexy's
chance
here, so it's
comp,
gonna be a
right?
5v5, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even overloading a side lane. They're just kind of so they're just
Yeah.
kind of watching in
They're
the
just
face of
watching them take
NVNA.
the base. Hello.
I mean, they're being a bit NPC right now. I mean, Valor, you
Yeah.
pick a comp to pop off. You kind of have to do it eventually, but they don't even try to kill the Renekton. They don't go for any play mid. I mean, yes, I know you're scared, but it's not going to get much better than what the advantage
But
they
what's
have right
crazy,
now.
what's crazy, the NVNA actually respected the pop off moment, and they don't even take the mid lane inhibitors. So, and they're not even going to pressure to take the mid lane to top lane to tier 3. So, NVNA, respecting that, Valor do have the ability to, maybe turn the fight around, but especially with Quexy in the bot lane still pushing away. But I think their eyes are more so on the soul point, or the soul, the Chemtech soul that's coming up in just under a minute here. So I love that they opted to back and get members to reset together and work their way. It looks like they're going to work their way towards this this dragon pit, and likely get some vision on it, and or clear out the vision that looks like that Valor are going to try and get for themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Lucian's still a whiles away from that IE. It's a
Yeah.
Senna with 3.5. It's a Swain with 3. Only X-Quap having that third item, but it's a 0-stack Medjai's. I'm not sure how much it's really going to do. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we caster cursed it, because I said I love seeing Lucian pop off, and I love having games be
Quexy.
competitive. And after the first game, it's not been Quexy jumping in by themselves, but the team
Quexy.
is quickly behind them, switching, popping the ultimate, knocked up. A lot of damage onto them, getting some healing with the Eclipse. A Q3 doesn't do much.
Road
Road Train
Train.
gets a solo bolo on the Camille,
Soul
and
Knight's
switching
dead.
flashes away, but
Bo5
has
is
to
half
watch
HP.
as they just die, and over the top, it's just crash down. X-Quap alone here. The culling
Exhausted.
again, just a back massage. X-Quap has the ghost and is sprinting away. Maybe Z gets 1v1'd by Cryptid's Rel, and the carries of Team Valor just truly do not have the damage to punt through anything on NVNA as they go for the tier 3 bot, and they're gonna go for the inhib, they're gonna go for the soul. I mean, it's looking pretty lights out for Team Valor unless they pull out a miracle.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like NVNA aren't even looking at the soul. They might even look for the end of the game. Actually, I don't think they can. I think they're just going for the mid lane inhibit and then probably role claim their soul for themselves. Can we get a Senna Senna stack counter? Yeah, okay, 95. Okay, I actually expected more stacks there, but yeah, I mean, either way, Senna very well and truly on their way to, scaling to infinity, and then as well as Swain also at this point, with 3 items, really really strong. So, yeah, unfortunately for Valor, they Soul Knight and switching do get caught off with Jayshawn on the side there, and they do get picked off before Quaff and Z can really do anything in that fight. So Chemtech Soul goes over to the side of NVNA, and things are looking pretty bad right now for Valor. It's gonna take a miracle, like a Baron flip or some miracle for Valor to get themselves back into this game, because the NVNA are playing this out very very well.
Yeah, unfortunately, unlike last game, Team Valor do not have the wombo combo that can, can do the magic for them this time. It's got to be them going for a pick, and this is kind of the weakness of pick comps, right? Like if you go behind and your tools are really only to kill one member, I mean, I have bad news for you, but the rest of the team is going to still steamroll you. I'm not even sure if Team Valor can win a 4v5 at this point if they kill the Senna. Yeah, the Swain is 3.5 items with the anti-heal. The Renekton is on 3.5. The Rek'Sai is even more dangerous, I'd say, than both the carries on Team Valor. And I think with the next Baron take in just a couple seconds here, it's going to be NVNA making the victory push. Really what I'm thinking of is Team Valor, like, can you pull yourself together for a game 3 as we see Jason getting caught, Thomas walking in the backline with the demonic extension, and they just cannot kill him. Dawning Shadow over the top, of flash forward from Thomas, switching, surviving for a little bit, but Z is not. They both get eviscerated by the Swain, and it's not even a single broken sweat from either member of NVNA at the front lines. I mean, Road Train, I don't even know if he auto-attacked there. It's just Thomas and lots of something with the Renekton cruising on top of them. So Soul Knight also gonna just get smashed. Unfortunately, X-Cough is there. Not that it would have made a difference, and in a pretty dominating fashion, NVNA are going to take this game 2, putting them to match point against Team Valor. Bamis, grand finalists, pull your stuff together. We still possibly got 3 more games to go, but NVNA are looking to shut the door on that. We're gonna have to see if they can close it out cleanly in this next game.
Yeah, great game there from NVNA from start to finish. I mean, it looked like a little bit of a really good really good early game there from Valor, with switching and Quaff kind of popping off with Soul Knight, ganking a lot more than that Renekton. That was, as we were pointing out, but just in the flip of a switch, Thomas with that massive roam into the top, massive roam to top lane, and getting the 2 kills onto switching and Soul Knight kind of just slowly turned that game around into the favor of NVNA, and it was just a slow choke out from the side of NVNA. So yeah, they go up 2-0 on this series, and they're looking really, really strong. Valor, like you said, Kevin, have to find a way to get themselves back into it, because the series is far from over. It's a best of 5 for a reason. There's still potentially 3 more games, but it all starts with one. It just starts with one. Getting one and then moving on from there is the key, right? But NVNA are looking really strong. I think I really liked what I'm seeing from Thomas, from Road Train, and from Cryptid in that bot lane there in mid lane. So everything looking really good. I mean, apart from a little slip ups here and there, but I mean, I'm just based on how the ending of game number 1 happened, and then how game number 2 went. It looks like NVNA are well on their way towards a Bamis final victory.
Hey, you know what? It's always possible that we hear Silver Scrapes and Valor are the ones to deliver it. Well, like you said, NVNA are looking extremely strong. Valor, I'm not sure exactly what their game plan was that game. It felt like even after the first couple ganks, their game plan fell apart, and there was no really proactive plays after that. So maybe Valor can go stick to maybe a bit more simple game plan, have some team fighting champions, have a control mage that can clear waves, and kind of force team fights with some big ultis. Sometimes you gotta dumb it down for the game plan so you can focus on execution. But like you said, Arrow, spot on there. Just focus on one game at a time. It's not about going down 0-2. You gotta come in with a fresh mindset. But NVNA are exactly on that warpath, and they look like they close out 3-0 if Valor do not step up to the plate. But yeah, any final thoughts from you, Arrow, before we go to a quick break before game 3?
No, I mean, again, NVNA looking really good. Valor, one game at a time. That's all.
That's all you need, baby. One game into one more game into one more game, and boom, you've won a series. So let's hope Valor can kind of take a mental reset, kind of go back to the basics, focus on what worked, right? I mean, X-Quaff on maybe a roaming mid, and then it could be, switching on something that can have more team fight impact. And then, Soul Knight, maybe if the the Mundo didn't work out. That is a bit of a scaling champion, right? Maybe focus on something that can get more team fight value. So we're gonna have to see what Team Valor can pull out of their pockets in Game 3 of Fearless to kind of answer what NVNA has been doing. I feel like NVNA have been having really good drafts so far, but yeah, will it be a clean 3-0 or will Valor come back in full force? We'll find out in the next game. As to all of our viewers, thanks again for joining us, and we'll be back very soon with Game 3 of the Bamis Team Builders Grand Finals. Welcome back, everyone. It is Kevin Dunk and Arrow Steon, backed up by the lovely Three Eyes on production to bring you the draft for Game 3, possibly our last game of the match of the Bamis Team Builders Grand Finals between NVNA and Team Valor. I mean, both these teams kind of traded blows equally until Team Valor got a couple team fights. Lost, and then NVNA just ran the town with them. Thomas the Tank Engine hits one route, and then it's just a pain train afterwards. So Team Valor also struggling a lot in that game too to find any angle back in. It really felt like that Camille support with the pick comp just wasn't able to do much. So let's hope Valor can punch back in this game 3, or it's going to be an NVNA clean 5 best of 5-3 gamer. So Arrow, any thoughts on how this draft should go? What do you want to see out of Valor to maybe pull some things back?
Maybe look for something a little more proactive in the jungle. I mean, I know. I'm already blanking on the name, but Soul Knight. I know Soul Knight was doing really good on that Mundo in the early game, but then at some point they kind of just weren't able to do much later into the game, and I think a lot of that was just Thomas on the Swain really. That counter pick Swain was really just massive there, and I mean I saw the angle as well. That's why I called it out in the previous draft. But yeah, Valor has to look for something a little more proactive so that they can get themselves a big advantage in this mid and top lane. I mean, I know Quaff has been having a really good series so far, and switching in that last game was popping off on that Aatrox before 5 members of NVNA went to top lane. I'm over exaggerating, but it just felt like there was always somebody else in that top lane against switching. So something that can partner with switching in that top lane and maybe pop off in the top side of the map with Quaff and switching. But that would be my kind of thought process. But Valor do change up the bans here. So Fiddlesticks is going to be the ban, Jinx is the ban, and Lilia will be locked in here for NVNA. So I think I believe that's more of a takeaway here from Val, or no, no. I mean, Lilia seems to be kind of contested between both teams, I think. So Lilia will be locked in here for NVNA. So, a valuable AP jungler might open up some, AD top, or AD top, AD mid laners potentially for NVNA, or I just know that if you have an AP jungler, it's going to be pretty hard to have an AP bot laner here. But with how Road Train has been performing on these standard 80 carries, I think things are going to be just fine here for NVNA.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that Lots of Something did not just insta-pick the Rengar. That's one of their most played champions. They seem to pop off with it quite a bit, 95 games and counting. But Valor switch up the bans, Nirvana kind of keep the same ones, and it means that it's going to be a Xerath takeaway, I believe, from Thomas, who does kind of favor that champion. So we're gonna have to see if the side of Valor are actually building a comp around it, not just kind of hey, there's something up that they play, let's take it away from them, because that is kind of it gets a little nasty when your comp just ends up I like to call it the Walmart bargain bin, where none of the pieces really fit. You're just kind of picking it off the table. But Lilia and Zeri for NVNA, these are 2 gigantic pop-off champions, but they do need a lot to get going. I think Valor, if they have champions in the early game that can shut down champions like this that are super mobile, maybe picking more point-and-click lockdown, that'd be fantastic to kind of stop NVNA from letting these champions get ahead.
Right. And interestingly enough, actually, is it? Wait, Quaff? No, Quaff does have games of. Never mind. No, Quaff does have games of Kassadin, but yeah. Oh, wait, Ornn. Okay. This is interesting because I think Ornn is is a little bit of a flex here between top lane and mid lane, because Thomas does have games of Ornn and has a few like tanky champions in their pool. So this might be a mid lane Ornn against the Xerath here. So, and depending on the matchup that Valor want to opt into for in the top lane, this could be flexed between the 2 roles. So I will have to keep our eyes on this Ornn, but I think this might be a mid lane Ornn here for Thomas here. But we'll have to see as the bans do keep going. And I I think Valor does, with that Jarvan lock-in, they do, they kind of listen to what I was saying. Like, they need a little bit more of a proactive jungler, someone that can, affect the map a little bit more. But then, with the combo of Xerath and MF, I mean, there's the MF, Jarvan Cataclysm combo, but I'm not. I don't know. This is not something that I'm really excited for to see between like Xerath and like these just don't seem like the champions to kind of like gel together. I don't know. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, I love the bullet time combo with the J4 Cataclysm, the
Right.
shooting range, so to speak. It is a pretty effective, and I like that they're taking the suggestion of, being more proactive in the early game and also picking something that's a lot easier to play, right? Like, Jarvan is just like EQ, ultimate in, and if they don't have flash, Misfortune clicks an ulti on top, and it's just GG for a single member, right? Like, even though the Ornn is really great to stop it, like, the Ornn ultimate has to, drive backwards and then drive forward for that knockup. So I think Misfortune actually has a lot of good tools. I think the Xerath, having guaranteed lockdown with the Cataclysm, if Zeri or Lilia don't have that flash, or Zeri have that dash, being able to land those really high value spells is huge. And Mordekaiser, I think that's in response to the Ornn thinking that it could take away some of those tank stats. And it's just, Mordekaiser loves beating on top of tanks. And I hope that Valor continue to, play simple champions and just focusing on executing the game plan. I do worry a bit though, because if the Jarvan is not the person there, I think it's going to be very difficult to lock down the Zeri and the Lilia, especially in those team fights. Mordekaiser, well, we used to meme when Mordekaiser was the old one that he had 0 CC and therefore he was trash, but current Mordekaiser doesn't really have much either, and it's not hard to hit, right? So, easy to hit. And Xerath Misfortune, yes, Misfortune can slow down a group of people, but Xerath's slow and his shocking orb, the stun, they're both so reliant on you actually hitting them. And now that we see a karma for that, inspire for the speed up, the movement speed up on the Zeri and the Lilia, just zooming around your team fight. I'm really hoping Valor have something in the back pocket to lock down their opponent, because if not, oh man, it's going to be a nightmare to fight against these two guys just zipping around.
Okay, Maokai. Wait, Maokai?
Maokai, okay, that's probably the jungler, right? Yeah.
Wait, no, but Lilia's
Oh, wait, no,
there.
maybe it's a Maokai.
I think it's Maokai top, and I think it's Ornn mid lane. So, oh man, is it? I'm looking at. Hold on, let me look at looking at match histories. I'm not seeing any. I don't know where this Maokai. I genuinely don't know where this Maokai is going. Huh.
Okay, Gangplank being locked in here.
Okay.
I think Mordekaiser's still good into Maokai or Ornn regardless. Again, Mordekaiser just loves beating on like immobile tanks, but Gangplank,
Xerath support?
You gotta pray. I guess it is just Xerath supporting and Gangplank mid. So I mean, both teams getting a little wacky with their
Karma top lane?
Oh my god, we got range top, we got roaming support, we got mage off this entire series. This is not the league. I'm going back to League Classic era. This is not what I want to see.
We're going. Yeah, I can't wait for the Risen League Classic League whenever that gets announced, or if that ever gets announced. But man, what is this? For Game 3? Come on.
I mean, hey, if Valor needs some cheese to,
that's
go with their sandwich to you not get swept, I'm all here for it. But
okay, fair. That's fair. I'll give that to them. But this is a comp of all time. I like what I'm seeing from NVNA. I am not a fan of what I see from Valor. But I mean,
yeah. Sorry, I was just gonna say NVNA just have no damage for like the first 20 minutes of the game.
True, and that's true. So yeah, on the flip side, Valor have all the damage in the world, right? But they just don't have the HP to survive. Maybe they don't need the HP to survive because NVNA doesn't have the damage to kill. So this is something. This is really something. I mean,
this is really something. Yeah, you could say that again.
I'm more surprised that they didn't pair this Karma with the Zeri because Zeri wants the Enchanter, right? But I don't know. This is interesting.
I don't even know. Like Gangplank, yeah, if you're Solar Baka, this champion is nuts, but
yeah, a Gangplank does do some spicy amount of damage in mid lane, and maybe there's a Gangplank Ornn, like Gangplank is good into Ornn kind of deal, but that's a top lane thing that I don't know because clearly this is a top lane matchup in the mid lane, and I'm not a top laner, so Yeah, this is gonna be a fun game, I guess. This is
There
gonna be a
hasn't
fun
been a
game.
lot of Gangplank games in XQuaff's kind of match history so far, but they
Mhm.
are. That is their highest mastery champion, and I'm sure it's like riding a bike, right? You do a couple barrel combos, and it's
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah, for
it's
sure.
you get the same wombo, right? So I mean, it is to be fair, like you said, a good Gangplank can absolutely 1v9 a game. I think there's good setup for it with the Jarvan, right? And the Misfortune, honestly, like the slow is so annoying from the Make It Rain that you can easily set up a barrel combo, and it's not like there's a lot of I say Zeri is really good at killing the barrels, but the other characters aren't, right? These are champions with pretty slow attack speed. So if there's a game for Gangplank to kind of ignore the armor that Ornn and Maokai are likely gonna stack up, it probably is this game, right? But I worry because again, there's pretty little wave clear other than the Misfortune just dropping ultimate for Valor. If they get behind, at least they have a little bit of team fight presence that they can, comeback
Mhm.
mechanics with the big bullet time, with the Cataclysm, with the Gangplank ulti. But again, it's not an easy comp outside of the Jarvan to execute. And really, NVNA just have to click ultis on people, and it's kind of game over for a
Right.
carry. So with that, Arrow, any final thoughts before we jump to that break?
I mean, like again, I will say it one more time, Valor, one game at a time. This is the comp that you went for one game at a time. Go for it. Like, let's do it. Let's see what you can pull out. But yeah, I'm excited for game number 3, and maybe Valor can extend this series.
Let's see it happen. Team Valor, this is your last chance to make a difference, or else NVNA will be the champions of the grand finals in the Bamis Summer Division. So let's see what this group of underdogs and unruly players can do. It is going to be game 3 after the break between NVNA and Team Valor in the Bamis grand finals. To all of our viewers, thanks again for joining us, and we'll be back very soon with the game. Hello, hello. We return, viewers of the Risen Esports. Thank you again for joining us on this Tuesday evening for the grand finals of the Bamis Team Builder Summer 2026. It's Kevin Dunk on the color, or sorry, on the play-by-play, and it's Aerosteon on the color cast, and we're backed up by Three Eyes. It is Team Valor looking down the barrel of match point, and Nirvana looking to secure a 3-0 victory in the grand finals. But we got some spicy picks. We got a ranged top laner. We got a Gangplank versus Ornn mid like it's top lane in season 7. And yeah, we got Maokai support versus Xerath. I mean, we got all the weird things this game. And Arrow, what are your thoughts on that?
Man, I mean, if that's their way of trying to get one, maybe the first two games they try to do a little more standard and play straight up, and they kind of lost those for 2 games, and now this is their idea of switching it up. I mean, I'm kind of for it. I mean, there's a lot of unconventional picks. I mean, of course, it's this Ornn in the mid lane versus this Gangplank, and I mean, I've only laned against Gangplank a handful of times, and I just know in the mid lane it's really rough when you're a mage, but when you're this beefy Ornn that can kind of tank up some of this poke that Gangplank kind of dishes out, then things are just gonna be a-okay for this Ornn, especially with that Doran's shield, and I imagine that they also have the second wind as well. So a lot of this GP poke will be negated, and GP's already really low from mana on mana from the poke. But Cryptid and Roach.
Yeah, decent trades from Jason and Z. They hit the level 2 spike, and I mean Zeri isn't really a champion until level 6, but X-Quaff might be in some danger. It's gonna be okay, but yeah, like you said, the D shield plus the usual like second wind green mastery tree, sorry, not mastery, mana mold runes are gonna keep him safe.
Big
But
trade.
oh my gosh, Thomas is
Big
making
trade.
a huge trade on X-Quaff, and this lane bully is getting bullied as Gangplank eats his entire health bar essentially in one combo. I mean, if I'm X-Quaff, I'm gonna stop trying to shoot the guy and just start clearing the waves with the barrels, because yeah, obviously the poke's not really working.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, maybe X-Quaff is... Oh, man, he missed the barrel, but it's okay. No, didn't see anything. But yeah, I mean, so far, things are pretty even across the board. I mean, I think this is going to be a new look for Jason. I mean, the first 2 games we saw Jason on that Pike, and then in the previous game on that Camille, but now they're going to be on this mage support here, so they will be doing a little bit more of the poking and be a little bit more passive. Doesn't have the playmaking. Oh, the heal invested to dodge the Xerath Q there. Oh my God, is this a... No,
I mean, if X-Quaff isn't careful, that's like
that's what I thought. Oh man, I mean, I don't think they even have enough for an orange. So if they do land the combo there, that probably is a kill there. So they would have to burn flash or die. Oh gosh, I'm sure switching.
Kind of like a mosquito. Like he's just annoying the Mordekaiser. It's not really meaningful damage against the D shield and the sustain that Mordekaiser has. Maybe there's a solo kill. Thomas gets the knock, but X-Quaff Orange is just in time with the mana, and donate another 10 gold with that barrel. And X-Quaff having the ignite means that they're gonna have to take a pretty bad back here.
Oh man, switching.
Okay, no solo kill there, but Mordecai just kind of has to get bullied for a little bit, and then once they hit 6, I think it's pretty free, but they're staying around for this cannon. They might die for it. Switching taking low by that tether. X-Quaff go under turret and getting dope. Thomas goes over aggressive and sends a freebie over, but top lane, Karma just got a solo bolo. I don't know what world we're living in, but it's not a great one that I want to be seeing. As Team Valor and NVNA trade back kills, but it's pretty embarrassing to be on the other end of that Karma.
Yeah, pretty embarrassing, unfortunately, and then very sad for switching. I mean, they didn't burn any summoners, so at the end of the day, it will just be, maybe, of course, first blood gold, and then, a couple minions under the tower. But, they will have, Flash and Ghost for if Soul Knight wants to, take a look at the top lane. But Karma didn't burn Flash, so everything will be okay. I know Thomas's death in the mid lane kind of looked weird, but I think Soul Knight was wrapping around on that Orange, so Thomas just kind of went for it. Was going to die either way to either GP or Soul Knight on this Jarvan. So I think even though it looked silly, I think they were going to be okay. They got the wave in. They are up still 10 CS at this point, and Quexy and switching. You're having such an amazing time in this lane.
I mean, you can say that again. I mean, really, The one
boy.
thing you need to buy is tier 2 boots against the ranged top laner, especially those
Yeah.
magic resist ones is perfect against a Karma,
Yeah.
and just start running at them. Like
Right.
that's pretty much how the matchup goes. And Quexy can be annoying, but once Mordekaiser gets any amount of
The
MR, it shouldn't
root.
matter that much. But switching right now, getting bullied by the empowered Soul Flare. I mean, if switching and Soul Knight actually burn the flash, it's an easy gank, but Soul Knight's all the way on the
Cryptid.
bot side, and Cryptid doing
Ooh.
roaming support things. Nice knock-up combo. The Brittle
Oh,
proc. Cryptid
oh,
flashing to get the root into Call to
oh.
Forge God, but the knockback goes a little awry. And that's a flash. That's an ultimate. That's X-Quaff still alive and perfectly fine. So the support roam, you know, Cryptid, yes, sir, you got it, but it's not a great one as that's Ornn ultimate down.
I can kind of respect the attempt, but yeah, you kind of were praying that Quaff would have pressed W on the initial Ornn combination to be able to guarantee the route there onto the Maokai. But looks like at the end of the day, the reward it will be the first dragon of the game, so it will be Infernal Dragon over to the side of NVNA, and yeah, I mean, so far, early game, very, very tame, very chill. I mean, only 200 gold separating the two teams. I mean, I'm sure Quexy is happy with that first blood, and I think Thomas is still doing just fine in that mid lane despite dying under tower there. So overall, game state pretty even, and as I say that, things will probably change.
Yeah, I mean, first dragon's pretty good. I think X-Quaff has stabilized. Yeah, a bit of a choppy stream here, so maybe we'll see if we can get that fixed. But Jay-Sean and Z are D15, but a lightning crash on top of Z. Road Train, Hing level 6 and they're an
advantage.
actual champion again. And I think that's the entire play. I mean, there's not much threat that they can actually do. Switching here, though, on top of Quexy. Soul Knight is here, but they're going to back off. And, oh my gosh, is this another solo kill? Oh, switching barely survives after flashing that and popping the shield from the Unstoppable. Oh, Jay-Sean maybe in some trouble. It's a level 6 Lilia available, sleep available. And, yeah, Jay-Sean has not backed and reset for a while. So right now, looks like NVNA have gotten through the rough part of the bot lane, and they're starting to kind of fight back. I would really like to see Soul Knight get more involved on the map. Bullet time, though, kills Cryptid as he just has to walk through it. There's no flash available, no heal either. And just gets blasted. Great angle from Z to recognize that the Maokai couldn't get in range for that twisted advance, had no mana, and there's no chance. And great effort from Valor to pick up one. Let's get this, get this MF snowballing.
Yeah, I mean, great play there from Z to remember that, Maokai did burn flash in the earlier gank onto Quaff there. So Maokai was just a sitting tree there for MF to just shoot a bunch of bullets into, and it will pick up the gold and we'll get their BF sword. So I'm interested to see what their first buy will be. It probably will be a BF sword, or I'm sorry, not of course it's a BF sword, but it'll probably be a Bloodthirster. But I mean, with the components being pickaxe and BF sword, there is the chance that they go first item IE, but I don't know.
No, Soul Knight gets it stolen by the support, and he ulties out of anger, but Cryptid has no flash. I think this is a freebie. Oh, I would have liked to give it to the GP, but
yeah.
I mean, hey, trade over for the support for the blue buff, and you get the grubs. I think NVNA is typing worth in the chat there.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean. Yeah, I think both sides will be fine with it. I mean, it's just free gold. Wait, Quaff.
X-Quaff in danger, getting chunked out pretty low, but X-Quaff does have the Sheen to fight back now, so it actually hurts a little bit. And Soul Knight, come on, get this gank. This guy's team stole your blue buff. Okay, Searing Charge used. We need the flag and drag to hit true. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything, Arrow, as it goes completely wide. Thomas just jukes it with the tier 2 boots, and yeah, I think Soul Knight might have waited a bit too long to kind of let that fly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't think GP at this point in the game and J4 at this point in the game have the damage to kill the Ornn, especially when they have flash and the W ability to interrupt some of that CC, and especially with J4 also using Cataclysm earlier onto the Maokai. So it would have been ambitious, but I mean, yeah, unfortunate. Yeah, they got their ankles broken, but yeah. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, I like the look there from Soul Knight. I mean, I told them that I would like to see some of the proactivity. I think they've shown a little bit of it so far. They did just get that Sundered Sky for themselves, so maybe they can look to, find some plays. I mean, I know I mean, everyone has flashes on NVNA, so it'll be a little bit tough. Oh, we're poking out.
Bullet
Oh,
time into
oh
the
my
right
God.
of the arcane, into the cannon barrage, and everything doesn't get the kill on Road Train as they barrier through it. They still have flash. Z
Lots
going
of something's
aggressive, but
here.
lots of something is here, and I think the TP as well. Z flashes forward, but can't secure the kill. Trade of flashes. Jason surely gonna die here as the Lilting Lullaby goes on top of the Misfortune. Boom, hit with that Eep, and it's gonna be a 2 kills for the Lilia to get them started. This course is gonna be a nightmare for Team Valor later. And man, that TP does mean that Gangplank gets a bit of free time in the mid lane, but I mean, it's not enough to really win back that advantage that was just gained by NVNA.
Not really. It was just a great response there from NVNA on the aggression from Z and Jason. I mean, they tried to go for Road Train with the creative play that. Oh, hold on. Yeah, nothing to hit. But it was a pretty creative play from Valor. They have all these long range tools with the cannon barrage, with the arcane, the right of the arcane, and with MF bullet time and everything, but just barely not enough damage. They did have to. I mean, Road Train did have to burn. They did have to burn. Their summoners, but with the dragon coming up,
the Forge got over top. The knockup hits on it too, and I think there's just an easy lightning crash on the back line. XCOP taking low, is gonna flash out of the Cataclysm. Is there enough damage to actually kill anybody? It's not enough to kill Thomas. Lilia flashes out and lots of something, barely survives, and it's just a clean 4-for-0 Team Valor, completely crushed at the Dragon. NVNA picking up their second one of the game, and man, that's got to be a heartbreaker as nobody had ultimate available, and it means they just get walloped.
Yeah, that's just a clean 4-for-0, like you said, Kevin. I mean, NVNA really played that team fight out really well. I mean, Thomas was perfectly. I mean, just Valor perfectly lined up for Thomas there with that Call of the Forge God, and Road Train on the backline there was able to take out Jay Sean and then take out Z, and then Soul Knight unfortunately not able to do much, and without some of this damage that come in from the members of. From the members of Valor, it was just an easy easy team fight win for NVNA, and they do get themselves the second dragon of the game. So at this point, 3K gold lead for 12 minutes into the game, and things are looking really, really good for NVNA as on their path towards victory.
Yeah. I mean, after a team fight like that, Valor, you have to mentally reset and just look for better angles. I mean, it's rough because I think Soul Knight's ultimate actually did more harm than good for the team. We had to see Gangplank flash out of his own ultimate, right? Like, it locked everyone in with the Lilia, who just got free time to just beat on them. Oh, Jason. Oh, no. Lilting Lullaby on top. Searing. And it's just going to be just a clean kill. Road Train picked that one up for free. It's the bullet time. It was available, but I don't think it would have mattered if Z threw that down. And, man, the Zeri got past the rough part of the game, and it's just being able to just run over at this point.
Yeah, I mean, wait, hold on. What are we doing here, Quaff?
We didn't see that coming as we see a great barrel combo into the bullet time. The shield from the Locket. XQuaff just needs one more gat, and he gets him with the Blicky. XQuaff picking up their second kill. Z maybe walking up on Road Train. No, they're still pretty scared because that's a fully completed Stormrazor on the Zeri, and Z not really having anything in their inventory.
Yeah. I mean, great ground there from Quaff to pick up another kill onto Cryptid, but you would really love to see some of these kills going onto key members like Road Train, and maybe slow down the Zeri and slow down another key member of NVNA. But with Cryptid dying as much as they are, they're probably not even worth too much.
Might be in some danger. No. Call the Forge God, and the Lilia is here. Thomas just practically blasts them apart by themselves, and Lilia's just there for the assist money. The solar laners of Valor are struggling. I mean, Gangplank does scale pretty well, don't get me wrong, but I mean, does it scale well more than Ornn, Lilia, and the Zeri is the question. No. It's still a 3.5K gold lead, 2 dragons down. Team Valor, I think, have to just be wary of what they're going up against in this late game.
Yeah, I believe we are a lot of seasons removed from GP being able to barrel and one-shot people in this day of age. But GP is very far away. MF doesn't even have to wait. Yeah, MF hasn't even finished their first item yet. So Yeah, Valor needs to find a way to stabilize and get themselves back into the game. And I think it just has to start with Soul Knight. They have to be a little more proactive. Stop. They can't be farming or power farming at this stage of the game. They need to look to burn some flashes, but look to burn some summoner spells and look for reganks on those same targets. But right now, because of their lack of damage and lack of ability to do much, it's just really hard to.
Yeah, it's rough if you're playing this team, because I mean Jarvan's really the only way you can start fights. Like I said, Mordekaiser walking up on you is kind of a meme because you just kite him out. The Karma's been doing that exactly. The Thomas is just kind of 2v1ing no problem. There's not any meaningful damage on this guy. Z still at 15 minutes has no item. I mean, Soul Knight just kind of really has to go for these immobile carries, immobile laners like the Karma, maybe look for something against the Lilia and just kind of force themselves in, but it might be too little too late, as you will never win that power farm competition against the Lilia once they get that first item. And time, I wouldn't say, is on their side. I mean, Zeri's that hyper carry. Oh, wait, ultimate casted. Great. Shocking orb to cancel Thomas's recast, though, but Road Train comes in with the lightning crack. It's just going to run Z down. They don't have barrier. They don't have flash. They're just going to get a couple of shots to the back, and they're gone. Lots of something to go. Locked in the ultimate. Perfect use of that to kind of lock him down, and Quexy has to flash out of the Cataclysm. Great job. That's what we need to see. Soul Knight looking for more. Dragon Strike, though, without the flag means they can't get any knock up on them. Switching gets the drag back. Nice flag and drag at the perfect angle. Quexy has no flash. This is surely a kill for Switching, who bonks him with the Obliterate to get the shut down. That is 2 kills on the top side as Valor get 2 on the bot side. Yes, you're probably down in that gold play because the first turret and the plates are gone, but that's exactly what we want to see out of Team Valor to kind of start making it back in this game.
Yeah, not too bad. I mean, but on the flip side, though, Zeri, Road Train on the Zeri did pop off in that bot side, and I mean, at this stage of the game, a little trading is good for Valor, but with Zeri getting as fed as they are and being the main DPS, oh wait,
Jason in some danger. Flag
nice
gets canceled. The Zeri is here, no ultimate, but Jason just gets wiped. Cannon barrage over the top. Cryptid is frontlining really well. The TP in addition. Can they kill Cryptid on the Maokai? They barely not be able to do it. Quexy TP's in. And yeah, the Mordekaiser decided to go back, so they only get that full turn on the top side. This is Dragon, Soul Point. Z does have ultimate, though, and maybe Jarvan's will come up soon enough. But I don't know if they're going to try to contest this as the TP comes back from Thomas to let them get back with full HP. Cryptid not really needed for the fight, and that's just uncontested Dragon Soul Point for NVNA. Valor probably going to have to just hold their ability to fight until that last one on the Soul. But it's not looking good, like you said. Zeri with that pop-off moment. Z so far behind, finally finishing that Bloodthirster. I think that was what set them so far back, is that they bought the pickaxe without thinking about the item path. And man, the 2.7k gold lead doesn't look like much now, but you have the ornaments coming in. You have the Zeri at 2 items. You have the Lilia approaching 2 items. It's not getting much better from here for Valor unless they find another great team fight.
Yeah, yeah. I'm running. I'm not. Yeah, Valor. I think they had a really good idea with that top lane play. Finding the pick onto lots of something, but they need a couple more of those plays. But right now, I think
going into the 2v1 has the ultimate and uses it on the Ornn, cancels the second part of that ultimate. But I don't think Switching can actually kill them, and they're choosing to back off. Indestructible used for the heal, so it's just a trade of ultis in the top side. And yeah, I mean, honestly, the less that Valor do to shoot themselves in the foot, the better. Soul Knight though now has ultimate. Z has the bullet time. They hit a good wombo combo.
Yeah.
The Zeri, the Karma, and the Lilia all don't have flash.
Yeah, Road Train would have to burn their dash, which could push them out of fight and remove a lot of that damage. Thomas. No, okay, Thomas is good, but yeah. They're gonna want to you really look for that angle, and maybe there's no dragon on the map, and maybe they can force a Baron or try and snuff some vision and find a fight there. But it's just going to be really hard I don't think NVNA are going to give them that fight, considering, and Jason's also caught out here.
Oh yeah, this is cooked for this Xerath support. Like, even if Z comes in with the slow, there's nothing that this guy can do.
Might be in trouble too.
Yeah, I feel like Jayshawn kind of moved away from what made them really successful on the pike, was something that could roam, something that could engage, something that had safety. Now Z getting jumped on by Road Train, who just wants to solo them out. Baron started on spawn. Is this NVNA going to secure it without a fight? Valor need to, know something's going on. They have great ultimates for the pit, but I'm not sure if they know that's going on. Thankfully, Cryptid and Lost of Something don't take it very fast. But now Road Train is there, and it's going to go faster. I think Switching knows something's up,
I know.
but they have
Soul
to
Knight's
get
not
a ward
even
on
there.
it. Okay, they finally get a ward, but it's taken down low. Cannon Barrage over the top. Call of the Forge God used to kind of cut off the escape.
Nice.
I don't know if they can get to it in time. Right of the Arcane doesn't do it, and it's going to be secured by the Lilia, who flashes out of that last ultimate charge, and Valor just not in the right spot to do it. J4 had the flash, had the flag and drag, but they just couldn't get close enough to even attempt to steal. So unfortunately, that's just another big objective in the hands of NVNA, and I think they're going to use it pretty damn well with the comp they have now. They've kind of got over that early game hump, and we have mid to late game Zeri with an Ornn, with a Lilia. Their team fights are going to be absolutely terrifying to deal with.
Yeah, and Ornn upgrades are coming in here now, so things are only getting worse from this point on. And Soul Knight.
Wait, Soul Knight just Dragon drags into 3. The bullet time over top doesn't do a damn thing to Thomas, though. Road Train is here, hits the electroshock laser. Flag and drag completely whiffs. Xbox, can you do something about this with the barrel combos? It goes wide as well. Xbox getting knocked up, gets the heal from the oranges, and Z trying to do their best to lay down covering fire, but there's just really not enough damage. I mean, the only thing that this team can do is drop bullet time and hit barrel combos, and they can't do either as a double knockup comes out from Thomas, but it's not going to get any kills here. The poke from Jayshawn doing a little bit to kind of weather the storm. Switching, gets the drag back on Quexy, pops the ghost, pops the death realm, is on top of the Karma, and it's going to kill them, I think. Yeah, Quexy getting a huge heal, though, from that Inspire. Get knocked down, though, still by the Mordekaiser, so thankfully on the top side, the trade of Flash for Quexy's life means that Switching has some free time up here. I'm just worried, though, because Dragon is up in 40 seconds. Mordekaiser has to TP, and he's not going to have ulti for this. Z might not have it back up yet either, and if X-Cloth doesn't throw down the barrels in the right combo, they're not going to do a damn thing, and they're not even at their second item yet.
Yeah, things are looking. I mean, I think great play from Switching to get something back and punish Quexy for walking up a little too far. But I don't think this is going to work either.
Wide Z flashes forward to try to get damage. That is very aggressive, and it completely whiffs. But on the other side, Thomas TP'd in, but there's just not enough damage to really do anything. Switching gets a nice double drag back. Cryptid maybe goes down in this fight. Right of the Arcane gets one. Lots of them looking for an angle. Switching is very powerful here. Call the Forge God hits two. The zoning from the Arcano pulse. Oh, wait, the director cam goes wide, but they get the shutdown on the Zeri. Lilting Lullaby goes on X-Quaff, who pops the oranges. Lots of something is the only person that matters here. Quexy is just a heal bot. The bowling ball goes out.
Wait, lots of something is going to pop off here. Oh, the slow. Oh, the stun.
Shocking orb, but Z can't get in range for the damage. Arcano post goes wide, and I think Soul Knight is going to... Oh, no, they walked into the bowling ball, and they're going to go down.
Wait, go.
Bullet time goes wide, and Soul Knight dies to the Liandry's burn, and the passive. That means they can't contest this dragon. And I think NVNA are just going to walk it in to get the Cloud Soul. Yes, they got Road Train, and they stopped the carry from 1v9ing, but they couldn't stop the other carry from running over the fight and likely getting this dragon.
Yeah, I mean, Jayshawn's going to do their best to kind of be a gnat in the side of lots of something, but it's going to be really tough. This is probably most likely going to be... Oh, they're TPing, Switching in.
Yeah, but even if Switching is here, it's not like they can win the fight. X-Quaff is too low. Great barrel combo. Quexy gets dragged in, but I mean, that's one exit kill against the Dragon's Soul, and that's a Zeri with the Soul. That's a Lilia with the Cloud Soul. Yeah. Those two members with the ultimate speed up, with the bonus movement speed, are going to be nasty, and I think Team Valor made a valiant effort, but I think NVNA are probably going to stomp them out in the next T-fight with that mega buff.
Yeah, I mean, I think just the timid nature of lots of something there kind of saved Valor from getting absolutely wiped. I think lots of something on this Lily could have really gone for more there in that previous fight, but at the end of the day, they do realize that they couldn't get the soul and play it safe. But Thomas might be in trouble here.
Probably he's gonna die here as he already used the Bellows Breath on the wave, and it's going to get walked down. Ultimate use Cataclysm as well. Double knockup, but you're trapped in the Rage Cage with Switching, and he's got the passive burning you, so good kill on the Ornn. Good overload on the side lane means they've evened up a little, but again, we have not addressed the elephant of the Zeri in the room.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. But I mean, across the board, overall, the team is not that far off. I mean, if uh-oh. All it takes is one mispositioning from Road Train and switching can send them to the Death Realm and potentially sold them out there. So
Switching might just die here to Quexy Encrypted. He doesn't. Oh, he finally popped
wait.
ultimate on the Maokai. Gets a
There's
little
no
bit of
damage though.
back. Cannon Barrage to disengage. There is the lock hit. Quexy now getting chased down by X-Swap, who hits a great barrel combo, making it rain, and big damage from Z. Gets a kill on the top side. There's just not enough members from NVNA to pull up fast enough, and Team Valor get a couple kills in that extended skirmish. So great job by them to find some kills to even up the gold. Maybe that's enough for the team members to hit some break points and actually make a fight competitive.
Yeah, NVNA are not playing this very clean at all. I mean, they're making plays around the map without two of their strongest members, you know, in Lots of Something and Road Train. So this is definitely opened the door. I mean, the gold lead's only 300 at this point, so this has definitely opened the door, and Thomas might get caught out again.
Is this just the Bully Thomas comp? I think it might be, but Road Train is here. Called the Forge got activated. Flag and Drag misses, but now X-Swap in so much danger. The flash over the barrel. The Arcane use bullet time. Doesn't even get the kill, and Z now going to get run down by Road Train. Pops the barrier. The stun is good. Is there enough damage to get the kill on Zeri? There is, but they have to run from Lots of Something, who flashes to kill Z. Flash away from Jason to get away from the Maokai, but I think the Nature's Grasp is just gonna get him. Dodges the bowling ball, but it's not enough to dodge the trees as Jason gets bonked by the Eep, and Lots of Something Encrypted clean up the fight, and they're gonna go for this bot lane tier 2, maybe even the tier 3, as Switching's the only one left alive, and I think his back is gonna get canceled. Quexy dodges out on the Death's Grasp, and I think it's just gonna continue to push. Lots of Something have to deal with X-Quaff back in 10 seconds, but maybe they can take this down with the Void Grub.
They might get the tower, but that's about it. I don't think they can get more than that. Maybe not even. No, I don't even think. Oh, yeah, it doesn't even look like they. Oh, are they? I can't tell. They're kind of baiting me here. I can't. They walk away. They walk back. Like, are you gonna leave or are you gonna stay? But yeah. I mean, no. I mean, Road Train almost cleaning up that rest of that fight, and it was a great stun from Jason to stop the Lightning Lady from really popping off in the rest of that fight. But yeah, it's if as long as NVNA have have the most of their gold, in that team in any fight, these fights should not be that close, but because of a few mistakes here and there from NVNA, the overall gold for Valor has kind of evened out, and now with Quaff having that IE now and the Last Whisper, the damage potential is there, and switching here might be caught out.
1v3, he's gonna have to pop the ultimate if he doesn't want to die here. Pops it on
Thomas is in the ult.
Gets a lot of tank stats. Called the Forge God doesn't go anywhere. It's a trade of ulti for ulti, but nobody can save Switching. As he's in the mix, flashes out, Lightning Crash, though. Road Train in the middle. Almost dies to the bullet time right of the Arcane. Can it get a kill onto the Zeri? All of the shots missed, but they kill Cryptid. They're going to kill Thomas as well, I think, as Ekquaff has the armor pen. Flag and Drag kills him. Switching on top of Lots of Something. Lilting Lullaby, though, is big, but Lots of Something has to run. The barrel combo goes wide, and somehow, some way, Team Valor, even though it looks terrible for their top laner, manage to win the team fight and go straight
they're gonna
to
get
the
Baron off of it.
Oh, I don't know if they can do this, though. TP coming back in for Quexy, who would shield up the Lilia. They're taken so low. They have to
keep up healing up off of her camps.
Going down to 6k, 4k. Lots of Something is here. Z almost
Z's
died to the
die.
Oh my god, a huge Malignance. Gets the combo, but they secure the Baron. I think they just have to give up their Mordekaiser for the Baron buff, as it's going to be 2. It's going to be
lose
the third. Maybe if Soul Knight can't escape. Run away, man. The redemption is gonna kill him. Oh my gosh, that is a great angled redemption from the Karma. Flag and Drag is gonna stop for just a little bit, but Road Train's gonna Ultra Shock laser over the wall, then gets the gun down. Soul Knight, so it's just Jason with the Baron, and they have to protect against 4.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was the way that they had to go for it. That was their way back into the game. I mean, it was a great fight from Valor there. Switching does catch out Thomas, and Thomas has had a couple ultimates that have gone awry because they were just sent to the death realm and not able to do much. So turns out when you lose your beefy frontline member, all of a sudden, some of the comp of NVNA kind of gets soloed out. I don't exactly know how, but Road Train gets chunked out, and I think it was from the bullet time. So Road Train has to leave the fight, and then not able to deal as much damage as they need to survive.
They're just stalling for the Elder buff. Cryptid goes in with the Nature's Grasp.
Plexi?
Quexi almost
Okay,
dies through the
Quexi.
parlay, gets hit with one shot. The second shot's miss as the Xerath goes wide. They're trying to split between
Oh,
the Elder and the
Quaff.
fight. The bullet time only hits like 2 people.
Wait.
X-Quaff taken so
Quaff is
low.
dead.
Thomas kills him with the brittle.
Thomas
but
is
he goes
dead, though.
down in a trade. Lots of something, trying to kite it out. I
Split
don't think
fight.
Zeri and the Lilia can actually do this with just those two against the entire team because Quexi ran back to base. Cryptid is here, but very low. Z and Soul Knight trying to heal back up. Lots of something, has no flash for just a couple seconds. If they catch them out, that is going to be a dead Lilia, assuming they, the arm guard is broken as well. But Jason taken low. They have the Baron buff. What are they going to do with it, though?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, Cryptid has to be careful here. It might get caught. Nope. Okay. It looks like Valor will take the mid lane tower as their, one of their first prizes. But yeah, the threat of the Elder is really rough. I mean, at this stage in the game, 3K gold isn't that big of a difference, and with how switching has been playing recently, like in these last few fights, the key will be how, like who's switching good to send to the death realm. I mean, anybody that gets sent to the death realm is pretty much dead, right? So
yeah. You have to be careful, though, because, I mean, if you send in the Lilia, you might actually lose that. The Lilia's on 4 items, Death Cap, fully completed Rylai's, the Omnivamp boots as well.
Yeah. It's
so dangerous to be locked in with the deer.
10 stacks on that dark steel as well, so there's a little bit extra AP for themselves, but they will have to concede some of this river, and NVNA are getting some of this vision down, and you're getting a little bit of positioning. Ooh, massive Malignance proc.
Yeah, big Malignance proc as the ultimate goes out. Thomas frontlining for the team. Switching, getting pokes down, though. The big thing is if X-Quaff can hit a barrel combo, he's on 3 items that could just one-shot any member.
That's going to do so much damage, so it's going to be on Quexi to
that's an if,
shield up.
That's an if.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll have to say both teams, they have drawn their battle lines, and Thomas is going to have to be the one to pull the trigger, or Cryptid.
Yeah, switching, walking up here. I mean, it's going down slowly but surely. I mean, lots of something can get a lot of damage on it over time. Switching gets hit with that bowling ball.
Switching so low.
Switching so low. The bullet time preempted. Road Train goes over the wall and kills Z in just a single hit. Oh, a Soul Knight goes in. Cataclysm, they get Quexi. Right of the Arcane goes in, but lots of something has the Zhonya's. Call the Forge God on top, but I don't think X-Quaff can survive it. It's going to be a triple kill. It's a quadra kill. Is it going to be a pentakill for Road Train? It is. And it's going to be a penta in the grand finals. It's going to be an Elder and NVNA, I think, with the penta, with both mega buffs, and just running over the team fight. 5 for 1. I think they're going to seal the fate of Team Valor in a clean sweep here, Arrow. It was, again, just a really good effort, but it seemed like each game, a little bit of the sauce went down for Team Valor, and that means NVNA taking Game 3 and becoming your grand finalists, your season champions for 2026 Summer Bamis Team Builder in Risen Esports, baby. That's it, and that's all.
Congratulations to NVNA. They played a fantastic final here in this Bamis final for summer, man. Like I'm super impressed with these guys. They had, they had a really good season. I mean, they were one of the, I believe they were one of the tied teams for first place throughout the regular season. Despite not having some of their main players here on their roster for the finals, this group of guys have come together and ran the gauntlet from quarterfinals all the way up to the finals, beating out CEC, beating out JD, and then now again beating out Valor on the opposite side in a 3-0 fashion. So I mean, I have to be super impressed with them in that game number 1. It looked like Valor had that game in the bag, but NVNA held on. And that just seemed to set the tone for the rest of the series. NVNA were on fire in game number 2, and then in game number 3, they came out really strong. Kind of, had a little bit of happy gaming moments, and let Valor kind of sneak their way back into the game. But then, that last team fight, it was Road Train, the massive gold, the one with all the gold for NVNA, just showing out, and just absolutely destroying Valor in that last Elder fight, and securing the fight. So overall, really great series from NVNA. Lots to like. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, I mean, lots to like and lots to comment on. I mean, unfortunately for the side of Valor, that was a 3-0. I felt like, yeah, that first game had so much hope, and I feel like that might have been like the highest peak they hit in the series,
For sure.
unfortunately for
Yeah.
them and for the viewers. But I mean, they still showed us some great gameplay in games one. In
Hmm.
game three, I think they had some opportunities to come back
Yeah,
for sure, and I love that they
definitely.
were making proactive plays on the side lane. They were, you know, really leveraging the Mordekaiser, just being able to bonk down the tanks. But ultimately, you let Zeri get to that, you know, Zeri and Lilia, like I said, these two team fighters just kind of take over the game at a certain point, and if you leave one unchecked, the other one will surely just run you over. And, you know, shout out to how well NVNA played. I mean, Nirvana, the band, the stack, the team, League of Legends, or whatever the heck it's called. I'll get it right one day. I got it right at the beginning, but man, they played on fire today. Like you said, that we saw some of the team fighting from, I think, especially Quexy in that cannon game was nasty. I
Oh
think
yeah.
Thomas on the Swain was definitely a standout. And then in this last game, like Road Train and Cryptid were always holding it down. But you know, for Road Train to get that penta, like sure it was set out by the team, but hey, you have to have the hands to pilot Zeri like that and just absolutely run over and clean house. So yeah, what a wonderful kind of series. Unfortunately, it was a quick 3-0, but hey, you got to come prepared, or you know, a sweep's going to happen. So congratulations again to NVNA for being our season season champions, and you know, getting bragging rights for the remainder of Risen Esports' existence. Right, you won a split, and you get that trophy, even if it is just bragging rights. But yeah, I think we might have a interview with the team members of the winning team from NVNA. But yeah, maybe the team here,
Yeah.
unless Arrow, you have any additional thoughts, we can take a quick break before
Yeah.
we do a winner's interview, and then after the winner's interview, we'll do a sign off and let everybody, you know, finish off their night.
Yeah, looks like we're gonna, yeah, we'll figure out what the teams want to do, but yeah, we'll take a quick break here.
Awesome. Well, yeah, we're going to take a quick break, but yeah, for all of our viewers, please stick around for that winner's interview if you want to hear about how NVNA 3-0'd the finals, as you just saw. But yeah, stick around, and we'll be back soon, hopefully with some a finals interview, and then just some final words from myself and Arrow. Hello, everyone. We are back with the post-game finals interview with the winning team. It is Nirvana, the band, the show, the League of Legends 5 stack, all here minus their 80 carry. But in the top lane, we have Quexy. In the jungle, we have lots of something. In the mid lane, we have Thomas. And in support, we have Cryptid. Welcome to the stream and congratulations, everyone, on your win.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah, thank you,
Fantastic.
thank you.
Yeah, I guess, Arrow, I'll jump to our first question for our wonderful winners today. Maybe we can start from the very beginning. In game one, that one was probably the most competitive out of this, 3-game series. What was kind of going through your minds? Team fight after team fight. It feels like neither team can get a hold, over the game. Like, what is going through your mind of how to win in this first game with such hardship? I'll pass it over to the top laner first, just to keep things organized.
Yeah, I mean, I was just once I got that one shot on the Akshan, I was so happy because I was like, oh, I can actually do damage and kill him. But other than that, I mean, I think our mid laner led a lot of that game, so I'll let him answer.
Yeah, I'll take this one. Yeah, first of all, I just gotta say this was the only game that Quaff really popped off. Looking at his match history, I was terrified. I was not ready. I did not want to play this. I didn't want to run it down. Thought about faking sick to get out of it, but yeah, this is the game that he popped off on, and it was definitely scary having the action roaming around in the side lanes, ready to pop out and kill our ADC in like a moment's notice. But yeah, we just kind of drafted a better comp. Shoutouts to Paul. My plan this series was to just not really play mid lane. That's why I picked Seraphine and Ornn. So that worked pretty well.
Nice.
I mean,
nice.
I guess, I mean, since your plan was to not play mid lane, but in that game number 2, you saw the angle for the Swain, and you kind of absolutely popped off. And then I don't know if you heard it on stream, but I also called it out right before you selected. I was like, this looks like a pretty solid Swain angle, and then you locked it in. So talk to me about the draft. Either in just game number 2 or in overall. Like, talk to me about the prep that you guys did. Preparing for this series, for how weird it was in terms of rescheduling, and then having not exactly the full rosters on both sides.
Yeah, so about 35 minutes before the game started, everybody started talking in the Discord chat and asking what we should ban. That was most of it. Obviously,
Okay.
we saw we should ban Cassidon. It's pretty scary. I'm not really a draft guy. I'm not really a big picture guy. That's more of a Quex thing, But yeah, I'm just here to play game out.
Yeah, I do. Like, we were a lot less prepared for the series than a lot of series, just because this is like a team we hadn't played against, and they also had a sub jungler, so it was like. But I think in the end we got good drafts, so we were pretty happy with how it turned out.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Game
mean,
3.
oh, sorry. Go ahead, lots something. Go for it.
Game 3, we were talking about picking Jarvan Xerath. I was like, no, we gotta B1 the Lilia because it's so good, and they immediately locked Jarvan Xerath.
Oh yeah, they.
Yeah,
They read our
before the
minds,
game
dude.
started, I actually before the series started, I joined their call and told them I was going to play Ornn mid. So I kind of did leak our strats on playing Ornn mid. So, but I think they didn't believe me. I think they were like, "Why would this guy play Ornn mid? That's so weird." But yeah, so we got like a decent matchup in the mid lane in the last game. Little top lane matchup.
Right. I don't know if let's see if the Cryptid wants to answer the question about game 1, but then afterwards I'll pass it to Arrow to if you have any follow up.
I think just in general through the whole season, it's been we've been like work really hard on draft a lot of leading into the games. Quex especially, we've got a big Excel sheet to reference from, and I feel like it's been something that's carried us all season really. So and I think it carried this series as well.
Nice.
That's awesome. So, I mean, I think my one of my last questions personally, I think Kevin, I can hand it back off to you. But one of my last questions for you guys is just like in general, over the course of the season, you've had a pretty long season. This season started a while ago. What's a memory that you guys can kind of look back on and remember fondly, or either good, bad, hardship, or whatever. But what's something that you guys will remember fondly, either working together or just in general.
Have you ever heard of Plato's allegory of the cave?
Can't say I have.
It's something,
I
it's
can
something,
say I
it's something Eternal Envy and I have spoken a great deal about. He actually a bit of a mindset coach for me. Yeah, basically, like most guys, they're just seeing shadows projected on the wall, right? So when you're playing League of Legends, what you really got to do, you got to break out of that mindset of just seeing shadows on the wall, right? And some guys they break out and they can they realize there's there's shadows and they're not real.
Okay.
No, dude, this series we walked out of the cave. You know what I'm saying? We walked out of the cave.
God.
It's a metaphor. It's a metaphor, Arrow.
Yeah, it's kind of like a metaphor. Shout outs to Eternal Envy. Grieville Hunter, he gave me a long 30-minute interview, but it got lost. It got lost somehow. I don't know. I don't really understand. I don't really know what happened there. I think there was some technical issues, but yeah. I talked more extensively about
Grieville Hunter also, shout outs to him. He gave us a long pep talk before this game, before the series, for no reason. And I think it really carried us, carried our mental all the way through. Yeah.
I mean, say what you will about him as a player, but he gave the craziest speech I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I actually cried, and so did Squilly. Yeah, it was crazy. Going into this, honestly, we expected to go 0-3. A win for NVNA is a win for the community, if you really think about it. Our mid schizophrenic, our ADC gay, our support WASD. We're just out here representing who we are in all those ways. Also, everybody can beat NVNA until it's time to beat NVNA. But then, all of a sudden, NVNA is pretty good. Oh, maybe they won't lose. Oh, crazy.
I love the Dokla mindset, and I can very obviously understand now why your team wanted to put Thomas as the interviewer if we only had as the interviewee if we only had one.
Yeah, they were blocking me out all season. They said you can't speak. They were silencing me, brother. But now I'm free.
There you go. We have freedom, and hey, we have the win. But thank you again to everyone for participating in our league, being some great competition, and really showing your best. I had a lot of fun casting the series. Arrow, I know that was your last question, but yeah, I was just going to give an opportunity for maybe we can let Quexy, lots of something encrypted, share any shout outs, because I know we haven't heard from them as much as Thomas. But yeah, if you guys have any shout outs after a pretty successful Risen season, obviously you guys enjoyed playing in it after crying from an inspirational speech. But if you have any final shout outs for the season before we go to that kind of closeout.
I'll start. Shout outs to all of our subs and everybody who helped work on draft, and shout outs to the dudes who did content in this league, because I think that made it so much fun. And shout outs to Thomas7644 for really stepping up in that series. Yeah, Matthew, you want to go?
Shout outs to Surdy. Love that guy. He's my biggest fan. Shout outs to Thomas7644. Kind of the GOAT. We have a 9-person team, so I don't want to give shout outs to everybody, just Thomas. He can have it.
Thank you. I will say shout outs to Logan Purple Cow. After I was unjustly banned from the team for unrelated reasons, he carried everybody to playoffs. Absolute GOAT mid laner. Absolute GOAT in my heart.
Shout outs to content as well. Content was awesome all season.
Yeah, huge shout out to Clarkles and Dinugosaur. I listen to that podcast every week. It was awesome.
Me too.
Bit of an NVA doubter podcast, must say. Lots
Huge
of NVA doubt.
podcast.
But yeah, I was always loved watching it every week, and the streams as well of all the games. I always went back and watched them after our series were over.
Awesome. Well, you'll have another series to look back on with the stream. Hopefully, we can get that uploaded to YouTube. So it's nobody likes watching through the Twitch VODs. That's whack. But again, thank you to the four of you for coming on to the post game finals interview. Congrats again on being a season champion for Bamis, and we hope to see you again. On the Rift in the Discord, maybe even another post game winners interview next season. As it's been a pleasure. Any words from you, Arrow, before we let them go?
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Arrow. I love you guys so much.
Yeah. Congratulations to NVNA. Congratulations to you all guys. And enjoy it.
Fantastic. Well, we'll send you guys back. And yeah, Arrow and I will kind of do a final closeout. So thanks again, and we'll see you around Risen.
Thank you. Bye.
See
Thanks,
you
guys.
around. Thank you.
GG's all.
Well,
Cool.
that is it for the season, Arrow. I had a ton of fun casting alongside of you. I
Yeah.
probably sent some guy to the wrong channel, but hey, the
Whoops.
season is over after a 2-week break between semis and finals. But yeah, ultimately, it was another exciting season. I mean, I was on vacation for a couple of weeks, and I don't remember what happened at the beginning, but hey, I
Something,
always have fun being part of Risen and casting alongside you, casting alongside our guests. And I think somewhere in this season, I had a solo cast. That one was not as fun, but hey, we do it for the stream, baby.
Yep,
But
yep.
yeah, any final takeaways from the season before we sign off here?
Yeah, we had like one stream at the start, and then a lot of something happened in the middle, and then we found our way back at the end. But another season with you, Kevin, another one in the books for me. Always fun, always the best time. Hanging out with you, just casting with casting in this Bamis league. I mean, I'm sure some of these guys, they look forward to Tuesdays when they get streamed and get to listen to everybody, and whether it be me, whether it be you, or anybody who's subbed in throughout the season, we all appreciate you for working with me and Kevin's schedules, whether it's just like random family stuff, vacation, whatever in life. We always appreciate you guys. Shout out to Friday and Mayo for running the stream, for finding the subs when needed and everything. But and of course, we always have to shout out Three Eyes, our third here for our TriCast, or our Tri production here. But yeah, I'm always having fun with you, Kevin. So glad we had a unfortunately short, but very very cool, very amazing series. But yeah, happy to always be here with alongside you, Kevin.
Absolutely couldn't share the sentiments more. You put it beautifully, Arrow. It's always a fun time casting with you, and shout out to all the subs that we had during the season. Shout out not only to Three Eyes, but our other producers who have jumped in. Shout out to Mayo on Friday for keeping Risen running. It's always a pleasure to get to cast, and I think I've been almost a year now in casting, and I always have so much fun,
Wow.
continuing to do this. So let's hope we can keep doing it and sharing our passion with the fans. But fans, if you want to, be a part of the stream, part of the competition, I believe there's still some, team builder slots open. So, jump in, get interested, invite your friends, and hopefully we'll see you in the next season of Team Builder, as Kevin, Dunk, and Arrow would love to cast your games. But with that, thank you again for the wonderful summer season. We hope everybody enjoyed their holidays, or bacon in the hot summer sun. And yeah, absolutely, please check out the Risen Esports other streams on the other days, and check out the Discord to sign up and be a part of the competition. But with that, we're gonna sign off here and hope everybody has a great night, and we will see you in the next season.